CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 meters, CQ, CQ40 meters, CQ40, CQ40 meters, CQ, CQ40, CQ40, CQ40 meters, CQ. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, call in CQ, CQ40 meters, CQ40 meters. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, call in CQ, any station, anywhere.
Kilowatt 0, Echo November 5, on radio.
Well, we just had a station move 1 KC up on us. We may have to move again here real quick. A little unforeseen there. We'll try it one more time. CQ40, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Call any station anywhere. Come back with your call. I do hear 2 stations up there. Unfortunately, we've got one at 7203. We're going to try to QSY to 7208 and see if the frequency is clear there. So K0RWB, we're going to QSY to 7208.
Thanks.
Is the frequency in use?
The frequency is in use over here. This is N50EY. I was going to come back to you, but I hear it.
No problem. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Nothing heard. CQ40 meters, CQ40 meters, CQ40 meters, CQ40 meters, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Call in CQ40 meters, CQ40 meters, CQ, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Call in CQ, any stations anywhere.
Kilowatt 0, RWB, this is K0RWB.
You're faster than I can type. Give me the Phonex a little slower if you would, please.
Kilo Echo 8, Echo Victor Tango.
Oh, outstanding. My fingers don't type that fast, Sean. Well, we've only moved about 3 times in the last 15 seconds. We thought we had an open frequency, and then somebody moved right above us, and that's okay. I think we found another spot here at the moment. Thank you so much for giving us a call. The handle here is Randy, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Go ahead.
Hey, Randy. Yeah, this is Sean out in Ohio. You looked me up pretty quick there, and I was following you across those couple channels there. You are a 5'9" into Ohio. I'm near pretty close to Kent State University off of Route 76, somewhat close to Akron. Over.
Oh, 5 minutes. Well, terrific signal, Sean. Right, a good solid 5 and 9. I know there's a little activity on the band. I really thought that we had an open spot, and then of course we moved to 08, and that was pretty busy, and we didn't see anything to the teens. So we'll try this one. Hopefully we won't get in anybody's way, at least for a while, anyhow. And so yeah, we thought we were good to go, but things never cease to amaze me. But hey, terrific signal, nice audio as well. Again, we try to get out here at least now this week. 40 meters has been really good. And so we decided to start about 7 o'clock here just a few minutes ago. We're running for a few hours tonight or until the band dies or there's no one else to talk to. And we're also live on YouTube, so you'll have a chance to listen to our QSO later on there. Go ahead.
Oh, great. Let me make sure I got this call sign. It was Kilo 0. Sorry, I'm not great with these yet. Romeo Whiskey Bravo.
Yeah, that's correct, Sean. It's Kilowatt Zero, red, white, and blue. There you go. How's that one for you?
Call again.
That's pretty nice. I have one in progress here I hope to get next week. I just got my general about a month ago now. Had my tech for about 5 years, but wasn't really using it much, and just got back into the hobby. Over.
Hey, that's terrific. Good for you. Congratulations, and welcome aboard. You'll see a big change, of course, between the classifications between tech in general, and the world of amateur radio will definitely open up for you for sure. And it's a terrific hobby with a lot of great people out there. We've met so many nice people here just in the last several weeks since we've been doing this live stream, and it is really nice to know that hobby's in good hands, Roger.
Yeah, and that's what I've been talking a lot with people about on here, that the hobby really does seem to be picking up, and I'm surprised by it, honestly. I'm actually going to make sure the kids got to bed here, and I'll let you go. Over.
Yeah, no problem at all. Like I said, if you're interested in seeing how you sound on the air, this is a cool thing about having it live on the channel there on YouTube, but you can also listen to the playback. Of course, you're actually the first contact, so you can start right in the beginning, Sean, and give a look, give a listen, see what you think about it. We'll also do a gift certificate giveaway each Wednesday. We do that for the last several weeks, and we have 2 more weeks to go. And so we did have one tonight, but if you're interested in being wanting to apply or enter for the drawing, you can either go to the chat or to the comments section on my channel and type in your call sign and Kilo for Papa, K4P, which is kidney for Papaville. He's an operator of Michigan that's needing a kidney, and we're just trying to help getting the word out there. Roger?
Roger, and I am on your YouTube page here. I gave you a like and a subscribe. Randy, and I am curious to hear the audio. This is a new FTDX10, and I've yet to listen to it. So thanks a lot for streaming. Over, and I'll say 73s to you.
Yeah, no problem, Sean. Hey, real quick, are you running the stock mic, or are you running a different mic on the 10?
I'm not sure what you mean, soft mic. I'm using just the handheld mic that came with it. I do have the remoting kit, and I've got some bad reports using my Bose microphone. Over.
Yeah, okay. So you're using the stock hand mic. That's what I meant by the stock mic. It does quite well. I'm running an FTDX10 here in my shack as well. We paired it with a Heil PR781 boom microphone. So it gives us a little bit more fidelity. But the only reason I ask that is I'm starting to hear a whole lot more FTDX10. It's a terrific radio. I'm sure you know that as well. Lots of nice features. And if you're looking at the stream, you know exactly what that screen looks like there, Roger.
I sure do. I am looking at it now, and I agree. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience, but I'm upgrading from an FT857D, which I'm using for the VHF and UHF now. But I actually think I'm going to put it in my car, and it came with that ATAS 120 antenna. Over.
Yeah, I think it's good. And like I said, you got nowhere to go but up with this thing. I mean, it's going to take a long time to outgrow the rig. We waited for about 8 years, and we bought a 7300 in the end of January that we used here in the shack for a couple of weeks, knowing we were going to use it for portable. It's actually downstairs in Studio B, as they call it. And then we've had this now for, about a month and a half, give or take. And I'm not giving it back there, Roger.
I hear you. That's awesome, and that's very interesting. You've got multiple hand stations in your house. That's pretty neat. I'm in the basement for now, but I'm already thinking about upgrading. Over.
There you go. Well, here's what you got to think about amateur radio. This is how it works. 2 is 1 and 1 is 0. So you got to have redundant systems and backups there, Roger.
Yep, I hear you. That's a good way to think. Well, I'll flip back a little bit before the live stream here and give that audio a listen. And thanks a lot for talking to me. And you have a good rest of your evening. Over.
Hey, no problem. Pleasure's all mine, Sean. Thank you for giving me a call, and for the first one as well. I look forward to working you again. Again, we try to do this on a continual basis. And if you'd like to know when we're going to be out again, you can subscribe and hit the little notification bell, and that'll let you know when we do this. We try to do this during the week. Since 40 meters has been so good here the last 4 or 5 days, we're going to run 40 meters the rest of the week, and we'll see what happens next week on 20. But otherwise, I don't think you and I'd probably be able to talk being this close. So it's nice that we were able to get together on 40 meters. So be safe and be well, Sean. Congrats. Welcome to the hobby. Congrats on the general, and look forward to working you again real soon. Don't hesitate. You hear us, give us a call, and we'll just pick it up where we left off. In the meantime, I'll say 7-3s. Kilo Echo 8, Echo Victor Tango, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks, Sean. 7-3s.
7-3s, Randy. KO Red, White, Blue. This is Kilo Echo 8, Echo Victor Tango. Over and out.
Roger. 7-3s. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. QRZ. Any stations anywhere.
November 8, India Golf.
November 8, India Golf. Good evening. November 8, India Golf. K0RWB, back to you.
Papa Alpha Uniform Lit.
Is this Paul? Go ahead.
Marysville, Ohio. And you had a good signal coming from into Central Ohio. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, nice to give us a call there, Paul. And I do copy Marion, Ohio. Again, the band is a little noisy. Kind of like that the last couple of days, but I thought we would give it a go tonight and see if we can make some contacts there. Roger?
Well, yeah, it's a little noisy. You're right at 9:09, and I don't know what the noise level is, but up there about a 7 or 8. So, what was your K0, what was the rest?
Yeah, Paul, the call is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, red, white, and blue. Roger?
Was that India Whiskey Bravo? Yeah.
Now it's Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, red, white, and blue.
Here it comes. Got it. K0RWB. So, okay. Anyway, Randy, I'll let you go and get in contact. There's 73s and meeting up with you. K0RWB, November 8, India Golf. 73.
You bet, Paul. Thank you again for giving us a call. I enjoyed it very much. Pleasure's all mine. If you hear us out again, give us a call back, and we'll just kind of pick it up where we left off. In the meantime, have a good evening. Be safe and be well. The weekend's going to be here before you know it. I'll say 7-3s for now. November 8, India Golf, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s. And QRZ. Any stations anyway? K0RWB, QRZ.
Kilo Echo 8, November, Tango, November.
Kilo Echo 8, November, Tango, November. Good evening, Larry. How are you this evening?
Good evening. How are you? I spoke with an operator the other day that recommended this net, so I wanted to jump in and give it a try. I've only been on that jet for about 4 days now, so I'm wondering about the noise there. Is that the radio or something? I thought that stopped around 7.125, over.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've got some static crashes on my end, Larry. We've had that the last couple of days. You know, this time of year, a lot of storms and stuff kind of mess things up. The higher up in the bands you go, and so we've been dealing with that a little bit. And the band is fairly busy. There's a lot of stations out there, so we're getting a little bit of noise here and there, but we're just not going to let it stop us from making contacts. Sir, go ahead.
Yeah, QHL, Roger. I don't know if you were hearing what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a really long, loud, high-pitched beat that lasts for a few seconds and stop, and 2 seconds stop. And again, being new to HF, I sure. I thought maybe it was ready, but I didn't know. So I got you down as Kilo Oscar Romeo Whiskey Bravo, and this again is Kilo Echo 8 in November, Tango November. Larry from West Virginia, as you saw. I'm trying to get on your YouTube page. Could you help me a little bit there, please, and give me your name and QTH?
Yeah, you bet, Larry. The call is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Kilowatt Zero Red, White, and Blue. You can type that into YouTube search bar, and that'll pull up my channel that we're actually live right now. The name here is Randy, and the QTH is we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Go ahead.
Yeah, QSL. Okay, I got that, Randy, from Missouri, and I corrected the O, put the slash to make the zero, so I have to try to remember to do that. And as soon as I get off with you right here, I'm going to stay on. I'm assuming you're going to keep the net going. Is that what you do? You keep it going, or do you just make contact and move on and that's it, or how do you handle it?
Well, I'll tell you what we do, Larry. We try to do this on a daily basis. 40's been really good the last several days, so we're going to continue working 40 meters the rest of the week. And we usually start about 7 o'clock Central, and we run for a few hours until the band dies. There's nobody else to talk to there, Roger.
Okay, roger that. So, I'll just keep up with how you move or where you move or when you move on your YouTube channel. That way I'll know where to go and how to get in. So I appreciate you allowing me in. So tell me about your radio, if you would, for just a second, and then I'll watch the signal.
Yeah, no problem at all. The best way to find out when I'm going live again is you can subscribe to the channel and hit that little notification bell, and that will tell you when I go live next. And again, you're always welcome to check in as long as we can, hear each other. This is what it's all about. Ham radio is supposed to be fun. I try to make this fun, and that's kind of what I want to do here doing the live stream. The rig here is a Yaesu FTDX10. It's about a month and a half old. The antenna is just a 40-meter dipole, about 38 foot off the side of the tower. And we're running some power tonight with the ACOM 1000, about 750 on peaks. And the mic's a Heil PR 781. Nothing special, but we do like it there, Roger.
Yeah, roger that, QSL. I think you're doing a fantastic job, especially considering the way the band is right now. But I've got you at a strong 5'9" here in West Virginia. I'm running a 7300 up to a homemade fan dipole. It's hanging about 100 foot, and I'm barefoot on the 7300, over.
Oh, Larry, that's terrific, man. Good for you. A fan dipole is a fantastic antenna. I tried my stint at homebrew antennas, and I have not been very successful. So I let the professionals do it, so I don't blow up the rig there. But yeah, great on the 7300. We have one as well. That's downstairs in Studio B, as they say. We have that paired with we can tap into any of the antennas that we can run up here. So so we don't bother the YL from time to time on conference calls and stuff. We'll go down to Studio B and operate from down there. So not quite as much power, but otherwise it does pretty well. Great radio, the 7300. And yeah, it's a good combination you've got there with the fan dipole and the 73. Doing a nice job too. You've been sitting between 5 and 5, 5 and 7. I'm not running any preamp or anything, so those are these are the signals. I don't take a lot of stock in the signal strength as I do the audio that gets over to me, and it's working quite well for you tonight there, Larry. Go ahead.
Well, thank you so much for the flowers. I really appreciate that. You say something for yourself. Hey, I appreciate everything you're doing. I'm going to keep an eye on you and keep a watch and travel with you and go here and there and be able to get educated. Like I said, I'm brand new to ATF, so I'm going to let you go. I hear somebody else coming in. So, Randy, 73 to you, buddy. Kilo Echo 8 November, Tango November.
Hey, anytime, Larry. It's my pleasure. Also, we do a weekly drawing for a free gift certificate from a local amateur radio store here in the metro. If you go to my QRZ page, there's information on how to enter or how to qualify, how to apply, whatever you want to call it. Basically, you can go to the channel and just put in your call sign either in the chat or comments, your call sign and K4P, which is kidney for Papa Phil. He's a ham up in Michigan. It's in need of a kidney. We're just trying to help to get the word out and kind of create some awareness. So if you'd like to do that, that's how you enter for that. If not, I've enjoyed the QSO. I hope we have many, many more to come. Again, we try to do this on a continual basis during the week. So if you hear us again, please give us a call, Larry, and we'll pick it up where we left off. I want to know some more about some of your carvings that I see on your page. Well, that'll be another day for sure. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe and be well. Have a great week what's left. Look forward to working you again. Kilo Echo 8, November Tango November, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. 7-3, Larry.
King Alpha 3, Japan Pop Echo, Japan Pop Echo.
Is that Kilo Alpha 3, Japan Papa Echo?
QSL, K0RWB, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is King Alpha 3, Japan Pop Echo. Well, good evening to you. The name here is LeConte. Lima Alpha Charlie, Ocean November Tango Echo, LeConte. You're a 5x8, a 58, almost a 59. And the QTH is Washington, D.C., QSL.
Oh, outstanding, LeConte. Thank you very much. Terrific signal. I'll take that signal report, but I'm going to have to do you one better. You're 5.9 plus 10 in my receive. So it sounds very good. Nice audio as well. And I must say, all these years, this is the first time I've had a contact into Washington, D.C. That's a first for me. You've made my day. Thank you very much. Here, go ahead.
Okay, glad to hear that. Here, power-wise, I'm running about 600 watts. The transceiver, should I say, the Kenwood TS830S and the Yaesu FL2100B. The station here is an antique station. The complete station is, I've been a ham operator since the age of 11, and I'm 67 now. The antenna that I'm using with you now is a halfway infed sloper. It's 25 feet in a tree above the ground, going up to a 10-story high-rise. I live in a senior community to 4-story balcony, so it's going up 80 feet at a slope angle, and it's broadside, so it's heading in your direction. Back to you. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, and correct me if I'm wrong. It's Kilo Oscar Romeo Lima Bravo, question mark, King Alpha 3, Japan Pop Echo.
Yeah, no problem. I think I say it too fast, and it's always a tongue twister even for me. The call is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, red, white, and blue. And the name here is Randy, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Go ahead.
Okay, Kansas City, Missouri. You know, it's amazing that you bring that up. I listened to a radio station on satellite. I think it's 88 something, but it's out of Kansas City, because you're an hour behind us in time. So sometimes listening to that just to listen to your traffic and weather and some other things. But okay, I'm not going to hold you. I understand that you're doing a lot of broadcasts. I'm sure a few other people like to talk to you. I will say 73. Well, I was going to say the station, again, I told you it's an antique station. I have 52 years and I still operate if you've been around amateur radio, you might recognize this equipment, an Allied A2515 receiver and an Allied Knight T60 transmitter, which is still active. It's what I used when I was 11 and 12. I still use today. 73, take care, Randy. Good luck. King 0, Robert Whiskey Bravo, King Alpha 3, Japan Pop Echo.
Oh, that's terrific, LeConte. Wouldn't change a thing. My gosh, that thing is working phenomenal for you, especially tonight. That last go-around put you almost at 20 over. So we got a nice little pipeline in there as well. Yeah, like I said, we are doing the live stream. So if you're interested in listening to our QSO, you can go to YouTube and just put in my call sign, and that'll pull up my channel and, of course, the video with today's date. You could probably fast forward to about 20 minutes in. You get a chance to listen to the QSO, see how you sound on the air. I think it sounds terrific. Here's the thing, the equipment has no idea how old it is, so it doesn't care. So so that's the cool thing about it. But yeah, it sounds terrific. That's just wonderful. Hey, thank you again for giving us a call, especially in Washington, D.C. Again, that's my first contact ever into the D.C. area, and it means a lot. I do appreciate it, and thank you for taking the time to give us a call. And by all means, you hear us again out there, you give us a call again, and we'll just see what we want to talk about next. In the meantime, be safe and be well. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I look forward to working again. Kilo Alpha 3, Japan Papa Echo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3.
All right, take care, Randy.
You bet, 7-3. K0RWB, QRZ, any stations anywhere.
Kilowatt 8, Queen King Yankee.
Colorado. Charlie Quinn.
Okay, folks, let me take a quick standby here. I need to make a couple quick announcements, calls. We want to see if we've got any mobiles, any portables, or any QRP stations real quick since we're at bottom of the hour. So let's see if we have any QRP, portables, or mobiles. Come with your call.
Whiskey Bravo 9, Delta Lima, QRP, Colorado.
Yeah, I just about got that. Whiskey Bravo 9. I know you're QRP. Whiskey Bravo 9 again?
Yeah, Whiskey Bravo 9, Quebec Delta Lima, QRP, Whiskey Bravo 9, Quebec Delta Lima, QRP out here near Boulder, Colorado. Boulder, Colorado. Here's 30 over S9, 30 over S9, over.
Okay, is this Kenneth or Ken? Is that a Roger?
Roger, this is Ken. We heard that together, VX1210, running 5 watts, 50 a vertical. And you're 30 over S9 in Boulder, Colorado, over.
Okay, Ken, I copied the 30 over 9. Well, you're really good in between the static crashes, and that's on my end. 5 and 5, 5 and 6. I copied the 5 watts. It did say Louisville. Well, we are a front ranger. We've got family Fort Collins, lived in Aurora, and have a house in Colorado Springs. So we got a good idea where you're at there, Roger.
Okay, Roger. Yeah, I'm a little bit east of Boulder, and about an hour south of Fort Collins there. I'll keep it real quick. The battery might be dying on this VX1210. It's a commercial field radio that I got set to 5 watts. Yeah, you had just dropped it in before I heard your call sign. I thought you were a local guy. Thanks a lot for the report out of Missouri, and appreciate the contact, my friend. K0RWB, W9 CDL, QRP number.
That's great, Ken. Hey, appreciate it. Again, I need to make sure that we're at least the bottom of the top of the hour that we're calling for QRP mobiles and portables. So I just was thinking about that, and I heard the call, and I wanted to make sure we gave everybody else a quick standby so we had a chance to work. And I appreciate the signal. You're doing quite well. You know, if you're on 5 watts like that, because altitude always helps quite a bit as well. But I do appreciate you giving me the call. And I hope we have a chance to work again down the road. We're trying to out here. We're usually out here in the evenings now this week, about 7 o'clock Central Time. So if you hear us again, Ken, give us a call, and we'll see where you're at that point. I would hope the snow's starting to melt. You get a little more chance to get up in the mountains. I love a chance to work you again, QRP. That's a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks again. Enjoy your rest of your day. Have a great week. And be safe and be well. Let's say 7-3 for now, and thank you so much. Whiskey Bravo 9, Quebec Delta Lima, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo 7-3's, Ken.
Okay, 73's, Randy, I got you. YouTube channel up. Pretty cool. 73's, my friend, and thanks for the great podcast. K0RWB, W9 CDL, QRP, Colorado.
Oh, that's fine. Thanks a lot, Ken. K0RWB, QRZ. Any stations anywhere?
Kilowatt 8, Queen King Yankee.
Okay, the Queen Yankee again, Kilowatt 8, question mark, King Yankee.
Kilowatt 8, Quebec, Kilowatt, Yokohama, KQKY.
Oh, I think I got that. Boy, the static crashes or timing on my part are killing me. Kilo 8, Kilowatt, Japan Yankee. Is that a Roger?
Negative. Kilowatt 8, Quebec, Kilowatt, Yokohama.
Okay, my apologies. Now I can get my computer to do something. We'd probably be okay here. Well, thanks for giving us a call. I appreciate it. Again, the name here is Randy, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Go ahead.
Very good, Randy. You're coming in here about 20 over S9. Outstanding signal from Kansas. And my folks are from Missouri. And they were there for a long, long time. And then they moved out here toward Michigan, after the war, I guess I would say, roughly. Anyway, name here is Steve. We're located in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is about 50 miles west of Detroit. And back to you, Randy.
Well, I appreciate that. And well, now we have to make a small correction here, Steve. We'd like to say we're on the right side. So we're over here on the Missouri side. Hi.
I understand.
Yeah, it's always a little battle between Kansas and Missouri, and we kind of rib each other on both sides of the line. We're not that far, of course. Kansas City is Missouri, and Kansas City is also on the Kansas side as well. But we always have a little fun ribbing each other, if you know what I mean. Go ahead.
Oh, sure. Well, I had a chance to visit Missouri not too long ago. My former roommate in college, he ended up going to the University of Missouri, and he studied his grad school studies was in public health. And so we had a chance to go down and look at the campus, and had a great time. Even got to go to a football game. Go ahead.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And some people say, oh, you live in Missouri, did you lose a bet or something? But again, home's where you hang your hats, where I look at it. And I can think of other places I probably would not want to live, but this is where we're at the particular moment. And, I guess you can find good and bad in everything there, Roger.
Roger, you're quite correct on that. By the way, I just picked up a new microphone. I'm doing a little compression on it, and I'm curious if the audio's sounding okay. Am I overdriving it or what? Go ahead.
No, if you got a little compression, you wouldn't know it until you told me. It sounds very natural. It doesn't sound overdriven or doesn't sound real tinny. It has a very natural sound to it, and it's got some full fidelity as well there, Roger.
Okay, very good. I really don't have very good speaking voice. My speaking these days, for the most part, is on CW. Part of it is due to my hearing loss, and so that's why I haven't really spent a lot of time on sideband. But I am getting on, warming up to the Michigan QSO party coming up this weekend, and I thought I'd try CW and phone just to see how things are going. Now, I have an amplifier as an afterburner here. Is the fan noise coming in through the microphone?
No, I don't hear a thing. I was just going to comment. When you key up and start talking, all I hear is you. I mean, it's really hard to describe, but the way I look at it is you're right in front of me, if that makes any sense. I mean, there's no echo, there's no audio. It's not like you're in the back of the room and so forth. It's right in front of me. It's very, very clear, very audible, very pleasant tone. And I don't think I would change a thing. But here's the thing: nobody's going to know your voice any better than you are. So you can try headphones or what have you. We take it one step farther. Is we have a live stream that we're doing right now. So you can actually listen to our QSO and see what you sound like on the air yourself, Roger. 700,
and the new microphone I just picked up is the IL 781. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm running the same microphone right now. You could go to you can either go to my QRZ page. I've got a link from my YouTube channel, or you can go to YouTube and type in my call sign right now, and you can actually listen to yourself on the QSO currently, Roger.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Let me bring that up just a second.
Now, here's what you will find. It's about a 30-second delay. So I usually tell people just to go ahead and mute it. And if you'll fast forward to about 31 or 32 minutes in, that'll probably get you pretty close to about where we started.
Oh, okay. Very good. We're there on your page there.
Well, that's good. Again, I just think it's a little something extra we can add to to amateur radio because, again, we don't get that many opportunities to hear ourselves on the air. I didn't invent this. I'm not the first, and I will not be the last. I had a lot of help getting to where I'm at here in the last 12 weeks or so from many operators over on the east. My friend Doug and Alex and Joe, they know who they are, and a few others. And it is kind of fun. Again, the amateur radio is supposed to be fun. Just as a little added bonus, I think, that we can bring to amateur radio. We try to be respectful of everybody's time. We don't do 5.9 QRZ. We like to have people have a few minutes for Rag 2. That's totally fine. And enjoy being on the radio at the same time. Roger?
Okay. I'm just looking at the picture of your station there. It looks like you have 2 microphones.
There may have been one down at the bottom of the computer, and that's used for some different work. And then we have unfortunately, we have a video cam or a webcam that's on top of the computer, but it should show just one microphone on the boom.
Oh, I see. Okay. Very good. Correct. I'm down on the bottom here. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. I should let some other people contact you, John, because I did recall several people call you early on, so I think I'll bow out and let some other people get on the channel and have fun chatting with you. Thank you so much for chatting, and hopefully we'll catch you later on the band some other time and pick up the QSO later on. K0RWB from KAQKY. All the best, my friend, and have fun.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thank you for stopping by and appreciate the time. And yeah, like I said, give a listen there to the channel and see what you think. If you're interested in coming back again when I go live, you can hit the little notification bell there, and you can also hit the little like. That helps our analytics as well as what they say. But anyway, appreciate you giving us a call up in the Michigan area. This first one tonight, so I'm glad to see the band is short and long. If we can get rid of the static crashes, it'll be a great night, just like the last two. 7-3s, enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe and be well. Kilo 8, Quebec, Kilo Yankee, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. 7-3s.
73s, Johns, and all the best to you and the family. Bye-bye.
Roger. K0RWB, QRZ, any stations anywhere? Well, I appreciate everybody being out there, but they're all hitting it at one time. I'm going to try to pull them out here if I can. QRZ, one more time.
Kilo 7, Charlie Tango Romeo.
Well, I finally got one there, Tim. Kilo 7, Charlie Tango Romeo. Hey, nice to hear you in there. You caught it right before everybody jumped at once. Nice to hear you again. How are you doing this evening?
Actually, I'm doing quite well. I've had a good day. I got a lot accomplished. I only have one more meeting to go to. And I'll be done for the day, only to get up tomorrow and start all over again. But other than that, I just wanted to comment very quickly. Your audio is fantastic this evening. The band is good, and you're coming across about 10 over 9, and sounds like we're having coffee.
Well, I appreciate that. Again, I wish I could take credit for it, but there's nothing between the mic and the radio. I mean, there's a few little settings inside the radio which may have a little bit to do with it, but you know, this PR781 by Heil is a pretty tough microphone to really to kind of pass. It really fit the bill with the rig, and it seemed to match my voice the best. And you know, so far so good. We've certainly enjoyed it, and you know, if it sounds good and it doesn't hurt people's ears, I guess that's all we can ask for, Roger.
Oh, I feel the same way. I'm running a 781 myself.
Yeah, they're terrific microphones. We thought about the PR40, but it has a lot more lows in it, and I don't need any help in that department. So we decided to go up, you know, a little bit higher. The 781 cuts off a little bit sooner than the 40 does. They're good microphones, both of them are. I mean, we even tried the Heil HM12 and the Heil Gold Line Elite, and this really seemed to fit the bill. Yeah, I'm looking at the page again now. These pictures are coming back to me, and I just got a sneak peek in the corner of the shack. I see this tune and load dial. It looks exactly like what's on mine, Roger.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I'm not running it right now. I'm on 40 meters, and I have an inverted V up there, and I have my amplifier tuned up for my Opti beam on 20 meters. I like to work DX as much as I possibly can. But yeah, I'm just running 200 watts barefoot out of my Yaesu FT2000D tonight.
Yeah, well, you're plus 10, so it's working well. And I may have asked you this before, but I'm looking at the plane, the 152 square tail, correct?
It's a 1959, and it's fully restored, all original. Well, I guess you can say that. It's a straight tail, so it's faster than the other ones, and actually quite fun to fly. It has 40 degrees of manual flaps. It's called a Johnson bar.
Oh, terrific! Yeah, some people don't like the square tail. I do actually, better than I do the swept tail. We've got a project that we're working with a couple of others right now. Wings, fuselage, no motor, everything else there. It's a swept tail, and we're converting it to a tail dragger.
Oh, now that would be fun.
Well, takeoffs are a whole lot tougher on a tail dragger than they are, with a nose wheel. But yeah, the landings aren't so bad. Boy, the takeoffs can really get you if you're not careful.
Yeah, I guess for me, I like the tricycle gear. However, I have landed on grass fields before, and I can tell you worry to death about your nose gear. So, a tail dragger is a lot more comfortable if you're going to make any landings in a field.
Oh, yeah, by far. No doubt about it. Or if you have to make that I didn't plan on landing type of situation, I would feel a little better with the tail dragger. The only thing is you can never get used to not seeing over the nose when she's sitting. That's the only downside. But otherwise, once they're in the air, it's like anything else. We don't get in the air near as much as we'd like, so we substituted. We do flight simulation in VR, which is pretty darn close, especially with the scenery packs you can get now. And of course, we've got the same throttle quadrant, the same yoke, same pedals, what have you. And of course, in VR, it is 3D. It's a whole lot cheaper than the $100 hamburger from years ago, Roger.
Oh, and they're getting more expensive every day. But yeah, you're right. I've flown a Piper Cub, and yeah, it's the first time you do that, it's rather freaky. Plus the fact that when you're taxiing or anything like that, you have to do it in a completely different way because you're used to basically steering the aircraft, and you really can't do that anymore.
Yeah, very true. That's very true. And if you look out the side window, like for instance on a 172, you'll look too fast, you'll actually get a little vertigo. Or every once in a while I'll fly a 103, and you don't want to look down per se because you can really kind of get to you, and you have to kind of remind yourself that you're wearing a set of headset. But otherwise, it's fairly close. It's not 100%, of course. Nothing is unless you're in the cockpit, but you don't get the wind noise and so forth and what have you. You don't pull a half a G on turns or whatever, but otherwise it's fairly close. But we enjoy it, and it's a good way to stay fairly familiar with the characteristics of the aircraft, and then when we get a chance to get in the air, that's always fun as well.
Well, they've definitely come a long way with regards to flight simulators. I'll tell you that. Back when I was learning to fly, flight simulators were clunky and everything else. And then when I was the dean of a program up in Washington State, one of the departments that I oversaw was aviation, and we had our own flight simulators. And I'm telling you, they are very expensive to maintain as well. And I'm sure a virtual reality simulator would be rather expensive as well.
The initial it can be rather pricey, and then you're looking at aircraft upgrades, scenery pack upgrades. I've got if you're interested in flying airliners, we've got this Passenger FX. So you've got your stewardess, your flight attendants making announcements. You're in just like you would in a regular commercial aircraft. So it goes anywhere. It really does. And I have a friend that works here at Garmin in Overland Park. Kansas, that we can get in and use their simulator anytime. And I think the small one was about 100K, and the bigger sim was about $500,000. So, yeah, those are the ones you want to fly whenever possible.
Oh, yeah, and that's not counting maintenance and repair. Hey, I'm going to let you go. I just had to say something because I heard you on the air talking to the other fellow, and I just wanted to comment on the fact that the band is very favorable this evening, or at least propagation between us is very good. I hope that you have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourself. I've got to run off to another meeting, unfortunately. But all the best to you and your family. This is Tim in Waynesburg, Kentucky, K7CTR.
My pleasure, Tim. Nice to talk with you again. Looked like it was back on the 3rd of March. So, yeah, we were about due again. We could probably talk aviation for quite a while, but that wouldn't be fair to the others out there. So, but I do appreciate you taking the time to give us a call. I appreciate the kind words. I'll throw them back at you as well. The signal's just been terrific, and the audio. Of course, I know what you're running. I can see it, so there's a reason for it. Hey, I'm sorry you have to go to your meeting, but, better you than me. We're going to play radio. Enjoy the rest of your night. Hope to talk with you again soon. Kilo 7, Charlie Tango Romeo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo 73.
73.
Okay. QRZ, K0RWB, Rainy, Kansas City, any stations anywhere.
Kilowatt Kilo 9, Papa Victor Charlie.
Ooh, that big signal. Kilo 9, Papa Victor Charlie. I had to move my headphones on that one. Good evening. How are you doing, Jason?
Oh, not too bad here in southern Indiana there, over.
Well, are you sure? Because it sounds like you're next door. That's a pretty nice signal. The band is really good, short and long tonight there, Roger.
Roger that. I just got me a new cobweb antenna up 52 feet, too. That might have helped my signal out a little bit, over.
Oh, yeah, good solid 5 and 9. And the audio has got I would say the audio is very bright and got a lot of punch to it. So that's why I was able to hear you so well there, Roger.
Roger that. I'm sorry, though. I did miss your call sign, though. Your voice sounds familiar to me.
Okay. The call is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. The name here is Randy. We're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Roger?
Roger that. Kilo 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, correct?
Yes, sir. That's the one.
I'll go ahead and say 7-3 there, see if you can get any more stations. I appreciate the signal check and all that good stuff, and you have a good evening. Kilowatt 0, Romeo, Whiskey, Bravo, K9PBC 73.
Oh, you bet, Jason. Hey, thank you for your service as well. A first responder in my book, so I see that's on your page there. So appreciate your times and service and always being there. Always when the bell rings, I have no doubt. Hey, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for giving us a call. And by all means, come back again and give us a call. We'll see what else we want to talk about. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe and be well. Kilo 9, Papa Victor Charlie, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 73s. K0RWB, QRZ, any stations anywhere?
QRP station.
Whiskey 3, Mike Uniform Golf.
The Mike Uniform Golf again, please.
Yeah, Whiskey 3, Mike Uniform Golf.
Okay, got you at that time. Whiskey 3, Mike Uniform Golf. Bruce, good evening. How are you, sir?
Good evening to you. Yeah, I heard your conversation about airplanes and whatnot, which is something I'm very interested in. But we're enjoying the evening here on our Winnebago, camped out at Point Lookout State Park in Maryland, which is where the Potomac River meets the Chesapeake Bay. How copy?
Oh, terrific. 5.9 plus in my receive. Boy, just crystal clear. There's a little QSB because we've got some static crashes out there in the distance. Otherwise, boy, it sounds terrific, Bruce. And you may have noticed in your contacts, there are a lot of ham operators that are also pilots, which I find very interesting, which is actually kind of cool in a great way, of course. And QSOs could go on for a long, long time because of aviation. And I must say, I am a little jealous with a RV-8. Very nice. I just wonder who gets to sit in front, who has to sit in back. That would be the question there, Roger.
I'm sorry, I I lost a bit of that, Randy. Say again?
No, I'm saying I see you've got an RV8, and I guess my question is who gets to sit in front, who gets to sit in the back?
Oh, Roger. Yeah, well, I'm the only named pilot on the insurance policy at this point, so I'm in the front seat. But my wife likes to fly in the plane, and she, of course, would be in the back. But we've taken a lot of folks up for rides, including all the grandkids and my mom when she was around. And it's just a great, basically, it's a sports car. I don't know how else to describe the RV8, but it's been a great plane. I've been flying that particular plane for over 15 years. Back to you.
Oh, that's terrific. Yeah, that's really good. Well, again, we had another QSO with another pilot, and again, we don't get up as much as we'd like. So to kind of supplement the urge, we do a VR, a virtual reality flight sim, which is about as close as I can get currently right now. It's not 100%, of course, but you know, the gauger's in the same place. You still get the same characteristics of flying and so forth. I don't have the RV8. I do have an RV10. I do have that aircraft programmed in, and that's a fun plane to fly. Very, very aerodynamic, and can do a lot of aerobatics with it, which can be kind of fun if you're flying or buzzing the tower, as they say. Probably wouldn't be something to do in real life, but again, it's fun on VR. Roger?
Yeah, understand. Well, yeah, the flight simulators have certainly come a long way. I can remember back in the mid to late 1980s playing around with Microsoft Flight Simulator, but since then there have been quite a few programs that have come out. You know, if you get the correct yoke or stick or control mechanisms with that, you can actually benefit from that quite a bit if you want to fly, practice instrument approaches and that sort of thing. But it definitely all helps. I flew radio control planes for about 12 years back in the late 1960s and 70s and enjoyed that quite a bit. But yeah, it's every little bit helps to improve your skills, but of course there's nothing that helps it as much as actually flying, in my opinion. But I really think the tail dragger makes you work for your landings, especially a little harder than the three-wheelers. As we call the planes with the training wheel in the front. Hi. Back to you, Randy.
Oh, I know. It's an ongoing battle back and forth between tricycles and tail draggers. It's a never-ending battle. I know exactly. If I was going to be on a grass one way, I would definitely have a tail dragger. But tricycles have their niche as well as a tail dragger. So that's totally fine. Again, when we get a chance to get up, it is not it's a great sensation, of course. Not the same when you're in the simulator. We do have an airport salvage yard a half a mile from us, and we're able to obtain a 172 seat with the belt and everything else. So we have that in our sim location. So at least you do get the belt in and you sit in the actual seat. That helps a lot there, Roger.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for that. Just acclimating to the sight picture and where the controls are located and that sort of thing. It's always good to do that. As a matter of fact, I think when I was learning how to fly, I got my license in 1972. I used to just go out and sit in the plane for a few minutes before the lesson started, just to try to get comfortable and let your mind figure out where you were going next. But yeah, a whole different sensation. But yeah, I'll tell you an interesting story. We've got the Tucson River Naval Air Station just north of us here. Of course, they do a lot of test flying there. And back in the 70s, when the Navy was flying the F-14s, they had some Navy techs that maintained a really sophisticated flight simulator that they had there. And these guys were so good at flying the flight simulator, these two Navy techs, that they were actually doing better on simulated flight missions than the actual Navy pilots were. So they actually got the idea of taking putting these two guys in F-14 with a real pilot, of course, and taking them up to see how well they would actually fly. And when they got up in the air, of course, with the sights, the sounds, the smells, the sensations of everything else, the G-forces that go along with it, neither one of these guys did very well. I guess, there's just so many things you can simulate in a flight simulator. But being up in the air, dealing with all those sensations, it's a whole different ball game. Back to you.
Yeah, it is. In respect for both of them, either in the actual plane or on the sim, you can get disoriented quite easily in the sim if you're turning left and right fairly quick. It can get a little disoriented, of course. Same as in the actual aircraft. I've never had to hit the pause or reboot because I couldn't make a landing. You just go around. I'll just go downwind and come back around again. So you don't want to try to cheat the software because you might do that in real life and not really think about it or take a chance that you probably wouldn't do any other time. But that's another story, Bruce. That's another story. Again, it is so interesting how many hams operators are also pilots. It's just mind-boggling. But again, we could go on, and sounds real good in the camper, which is pretty cool. We're at the top of the hour, so I got to go back to try to see if we can get some QRP portables and mobile stations. But I did appreciate you giving us a call this evening, and I hope we'll have a chance again. If I could get a half a dozen or so hams that are also pilots, we would just have one great party, no doubt about it. And stories would go on forever. I have no doubt we'd have a great time. But in the meantime, I did appreciate you giving us a call tonight, and thank you for sharing information on your RV-8 and your flying experiences. I'm sure you've got a lot more, and I would really look forward to hearing them maybe when we're not doing the live stream, maybe off of the YouTube at that time. But anyway, Bruce, thanks for giving us a call. Have a good evening, and be safe and be well. I look forward to working you again. And if you get a chance, you want to check out our QSO on my YouTube channel. Put in my call sign, and you probably fast forward on this particular video to about 51 minutes in. That gets you pretty close. In the meantime, 7-3s. Whiskey 3, Mike Uniform Golf, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, 7-3s.
7-3s from 3MUG.
Okay, we'll go ahead and clear. And this is K0RWB. So we're at the top of the hour. We have any QRP portables or mobile stations? Any QRP portable or mobile? Come with your call, please.
United Japan, Mike, QRP.
I think it was Uniform Mike, QRP. Try it again, please.
Kilowatt Delta 8, United Japan, Mexico.
Okay, Kilowatt 8, Japan, United Japan, Mexico. Shane, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Man, I'll tell you what, if I was doing any better right now, I would not know what to do with myself. We're having a great time. 3 nights in a row, my friend. And the band is a little noisy, but signals are great. People have lots of good things to talk about. It is a great night. Roger?
Yeah, copy that. Well, same here. I sat down at the radio, and, normally I'll run the radio at 5 watts and kick that solid state amp on and be close to legal limit out. But I heard you in there, and I figured, you know what? I'll just leave the radio at 5 watts. I never try QRP, so you were constant. I've been listening to you for the last 30 minutes, and you've been an S9 to right around 10 over at some point. So I figure I'll just leave the radio alone at 5 watts and see if I can make a contact. Over.
Yeah, well, 5 watts is about 5 and 7, so it's working quite well. Actually, I should say the antenna is working quite well because that's what's hitting the radiation there, Roger.
Yeah, copy that. Well, I'm using 75 feet at LMR 400, and then the antenna right now is a 65-foot infed half wave, and normally I run it, like I say, close to legal limit, so it must be pretty darned efficient to be a 5.7 to you down there. The antenna is fed 4 foot off the ground at the north end, and it's only 28 feet up at the south end of the antenna, so it's pointed in your direction, Roger.
Well, you know what? Every little bit helps, no doubt about it. And, I'm just amazed, how well some of these stations are set up. I mean, again, propagation does have a lot to do with it. But low power, barefoot operators are getting terrific signals into my receive, and sometimes it makes me wonder, why my electric bill is so high running an amplifier. But gosh, this is just terrific, and this is the third night in a row. It's just amazing, other than the static crashes. But yeah, everybody's got terrific signals. We really haven't had a hard time pulling people out except for the pileup. But otherwise, good signals tonight, and no exception on 5 watts. It's really working for you, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. Well, it's pretty exciting for me because I never try QRP. Unless we're at the peak of the sunspot cycle and, it's easy to DX around the world on real low power, but, I normally figure, what did I get the amplifiers for? I got them to use them, and so I usually do. So this is different for me. Especially because normally I run the solid state amp, and I think I made contact with you last week, I believe it was, when I was running much higher power. Of course, I was 20 over during that conversation, but I will definitely take a 5.7 running 5 watts out of the back of the radio. Like I say, it's totally different for me. I'm sitting here talking, and I don't have the fans on the solid-state amplifier going, so feels kind of strange. It doesn't feel like it should be working. Over.
Yeah, I understand that, but I will say this. If you work low-power QRP, you will become a better operator, especially if you're trying to work through pileups and so forth, to trying to pick your spots and what have you. This is something that I need to work on personally while I'm doing the live stream here on the channel. Is I try to make sure I set some time aside for portables, mobiles, and QRPs. And there's some days I've actually forgot because you get running on these pileups and it just time flies. So I at the bottom of the hour, top of the hour, I try to get 1 or 2 or 3 contacts if there's any out there. And when I want to give everybody a chance, and it's a big deal if you're running low power and you're making contacts. I mean, you're working for it, so you should be rewarded for it as well, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. Well, just for giggles, because I know we're probably going to wrap it up here for a second and see if you can get some other QRP stations. I did just bump it up to the 100 watts just to see what the difference is. But once you let me know, I'll go ahead and wrap it up with you, Randy, so you can grab some other stations out there. I'm sure there's other low-power stations that would like to get you while you're taking the QRP and mobiles. So, yeah, this is great, and I'm definitely going to have to do it a little bit more often. It's nice and quiet in here now, and I do wonder, by chance, if bumping to 100 watts, did that change the audio at all? Over?
Yeah, the signal's 5.9 plus. The audio is driving a little high. It was not quite as clear as it was on low power, so, again, move away from the mic, maybe come down a touch on compression, what have you. But for even barefoot, I mean, that's a solid signal. I mean, it's second contact in Michigan, so we must have a good pipeline tonight because you and the other operator were 5.9 plus. So, I mean, that's great. I haven't gotten in really much farther than the central U.S. I haven't gotten New York or Florida or, South Carolina or California, those yet, but I'm sure they'll come in later. But, yeah, you could tell a difference when you went to barefoot.
Okay, copy that. Well, I did back off the microphone here quite a bit now.
I hear you, Wisconsin.
This PR781, it'll pick up anything from anywhere. You really don't need to sit up in the microphone, and that's a habit that I have. So hopefully that made a little bit of a difference anyway. I've got at least, I don't know, maybe 12, 14 inches between me and the mic now at least. So very good, Randy. Great to see your YouTube channel still going, and look forward to getting you again. I'll look look for you next time I'm on the radio. So I'll go ahead and say 73. Good luck, and hope the fella with cancer that we were talking about last time, I hope everything's going well for him. So 73 from Michigan, Randy. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Stay safe. Kilowatt Delta 8, United Japan Mike.
Yeah, you bet, Shane. The last I heard, there was a few people that were potential matches, and there were going to be some follow-up testing and so forth with Papa Phil. So that's what I know at the moment. But as information gets out, we'll be relaying it as well. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. So I appreciate you asking about that. So, hey, listen, take care. Thanks again for the contact in Michigan. Yeah, it was about a week ago, I think, is what I have in my logs. That sounds about right. And I really do appreciate you coming back in, taking the time to give us a call, and look forward again. And, yeah, nice to hear you, QRP. I was kind of curious at first. I didn't think you were really running QRP, but, yeah, once I could hear the difference, yeah, it is definitely working. Be safe and be well. Enjoy the rest of your week. Kilo Delta 8, Uniform Juliet Mike, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo 73, Shane.
73, KD8UJM.
Okay, this is K0RWB. We have any more QRP, portables, or mobile stations come back? Any other QRP, portables, or mobile stations?
Kilo Charlie 5, Juliet, Tango, November.
We're getting close. Kilo Charlie 5, Juliet, question mark.
Okay, we'll try it again there. Kilo Charlie 5, Juliet, Tango, November. That's Japan.
Well, I'm not sure if I got the last correct. I got Kilo Charlie 5, Juliet, Tango, November. Okay, fine business on Texas. Well, the logger shows Temple. Hey, great. That's the first contact into Texas tonight. Andy, thank you for giving us a call here. The name here is Randy, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Roger.
Okay, well, good day, Randy, around this area. Well, we got a pretty decent signal. Got a little bit of crash noise there in the background. We're about a 5.8, 58, sometimes peaking at 5.9 here. We're running QRT there, Randy. We're running the Zybu G90 doing about 15 watts into G5RV Junior, which is up about 25 feet.
Oh, 5 minutes. Yeah, I copy 15 watts with the G5RV. I appreciate the signal report. You're about 5 and 5. A little above the noise levels. Of course, the static crashes aren't helping us right now, but nice to see that that it's working. That G5RV Junior is doing quite well, and on 15 watts there, Roger.
Hey, Roger on that. Okay, I appreciate the contact here. We'll get back on the side. We're just kind of getting ready to call it tonight there. Got a busy day tomorrow. Appreciate the contact. Glad to know we are making a trip. I heard you calling for any QRP station, so I thought I'd give it a try there. Top of the day to you. Are expecting some rain over here throughout the week, so we'll see what it's like. So far, it hasn't been too bad. Randy, appreciate the contact. We are good on fuels yet. Maybe I'll catch you again around the bend from the Missouri area. Kilo Charlie 5, Juliet Tango November, QRP here in Tango X-ray.
Okay, Andy, thanks again for giving us a call, especially on QRP. Appreciate your patience hanging in there. I'm glad we were able to make the contact there. We got exchanging signal reports, so it's a contact in my book. And by all means, give us a call again sometime. Again, I got to remind myself to make sure we set some time aside for low power and mobiles and portables. So thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Look forward to working you again. Kilo Charlie 5, Juliet Tango November, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo 73's Andy.
Okay, Randy, have a good one. Kilo Charlie 5, Juliet Tango November, QRP.
Roger, 73's K0RWB, QRZ. Any stations anywhere?
Whiskey 3, Victoria Lima, Whiskey 3, Victor Lima.
Alpha Golf.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you for the pileup. More than I anticipated. How about the AG station? Give me your call.
Yeah, this is Kilo Charlie 3, Romeo Alpha / AG.
Well, congratulations, AG. Thank you for giving us a call this evening. And, when did you get your test completed? Go ahead.
Yeah, I tested on Saturday, and Saturday evening I was on 40 meters making some contacts. Still waiting for it to show up on the FCC website, but I guess I'm in no hurry as long as I can use the /AG. Oh, by the way, I'm in southwestern Pennsylvania. You're a good solid S9 here.
I appreciate that. My logger just locked up and took a letter away. Give me the call when you on the next go round to make sure I get it in there properly. It started to lock up and then it went again and it gave me way too many letters. So we had to start it over again. I hope it's not one of those nights, but yeah, computers and we're still trying to have a mutual understanding, but we'll get the call the next go around. I appreciate you giving us a call. The name here is Randy. And the QTH, we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. And we're also live streaming here on YouTube channel tonight there, Roger.
Yeah, copy that. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, pretty much about 3 miles from downtown Pittsburgh. The call sign again was Kilo Charlie 3, Romeo Alpha.
Okay, yeah, it took one of the A's away and put a B in there. I couldn't figure out why. I'm going to blame the computer, not the keyboard. So that's what we're going to go with. I copy almost in downtown area. It's nice to hear that the band is pretty good, other than the static crashes. We can get around that, but everybody's had good signals. We've had a couple of QRP stations tonight. And, the whole idea is to have fun and make contacts as well. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I've been making quite a few. I mean, I'm pretty new at this, but I got probably a good couple dozen now. Just most of them are on the East Coast, though. I haven't got anything out west yet.
Yeah, I see. Hey, Bill, tell me again, what kind of an antenna are you running here on 40 meters?
Yeah, I have a MFJ 2012, an off-center fed dipole, which is supposed to be good for 40, 20, 10, and 6. And it seems to tune up pretty nice with my Icon 7300. I'm running it at about 95 watts.
Okay, 5 minutes. Yeah, again, if the band calms down a little bit, other than the crashes, you got a good signal, 5 and 8, 5 and 9, kind of back and forth, and that's fine. So I do copy the East Coast that you're making contacts, but now you can count the Midwest as well, Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Hopefully with just a better propagation, I can get further out west. I got Tennessee, but that's more southwest, I guess. Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, New York, New Hampshire. That's about it so far for me.
Oh, patience, Grasshopper, patience. It'll come. Trust me. The bands overall are getting better than they have been in months past. I would anticipate them getting better yet. We're starting at Sun Cycle 25. At least that's what they tell us. I'm hoping it would get a little faster. But anytime you can make contacts, Bill, it's always a good day. And when the band starts to stretch a little bit longer and you're getting over on the West Coast, it's worth the wait, Roger?
Yeah, roger that. I mean, I did some CW with the built-in CW commands on the 7300, and I easily got into Europe with that, but that's a big difference in phone. Over?
Oh, yeah, there's definitely a difference. But again, but you're using the top technology that's in front of you. So you're putting that 7300 through its paces. And, very, very popular radio, the 7300. It's a great, and to me, it's not even an entry-level radio. It's way above that. But we've got a lot of new hams out here the last year and a half or so, and they are gravitated toward that rig. It's going to be really hard to outgrow. I think it's a terrific radio. I own one myself. We're using our other radio tonight, the Yaesu FTDX10. This is in Studio A. The 7300 is in Studio B, as they call it. But it's a terrific radio. Having a waterfall, you kind of get memorized, watching it, seeing where signals are at. So it is a lot of fun. It's a terrific hobby. Congrats on getting your general update. And the amateur radio will definitely change for you, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Sounds like you have a pretty sweet setup there. I'm still getting used to this 7300, so it's going to be a while. I'm still trying to figure out all the noise, especially on 10 meters. It's pretty bad for me, but I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, that's all it takes, a little bit of time, and kind of adjust your filtering, your notch, and your contour, and the noise reduction. You can get a lot of that noise out of there, and you can kind of work through it and so forth. There's a will, there's a way. You can kind of get away from some of that stuff, and so you can at least get a little bit better audio on the receive side. I notice that's what I've done with mine from time to time. But hey, listen, if you're interested, Bill, like I said, we are doing a live stream. If you'd like to be able to listen to our QSO and hear what you sound on the air, you can go to YouTube and put in my call and look for the video that's playing right now, today's date. And you can kind of fast forward to about 1 hour 15 in, and you can listen to the QSO and see how you sound on the air, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. I will definitely check that out. I'm kind of curious how my voice actually sounds over the air. To me, it sounds kind of weird hearing my voice, but hey, I'll definitely check it out. Thanks.
Yeah, again, we don't get that much of an opportunity to hear what we actually sound like on the air, and by doing this on the live stream, it's live, but it also records, and you could always fast forward to where we started at QSO. And again, I think it sounds good, but nobody knows your voice better than you do, so you can make adjustments if you feel necessary. If not, you can leave them alone. But it's kind of a neat thing that we've been doing here for the last several weeks, and I'm having a great time with it. And I think folks out there to check in are as well. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm having fun doing this, and I appreciate the QSO with you.
My pleasure. Pleasure's all mine. I appreciate you giving us a call, Bill. And Pennsylvania, that's the first one this evening for me, so that's about as far east as I've gotten so far. So maybe the band is starting to stretch a little bit, and that'll be good. Again, congrats on your upgrade, and with the equipment you got, you're doing a great job in my receive. I look forward to working you again. So if you hear us out there, give us a shout, and we'll just kind of pick it up where we left off. In the meantime, I'll say 7-3s. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Kilo Charlie 3 Radio Alpha Alpha /AG Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo 7-3s, Bill.
K0RWB, this is KC3RAA. Thanks a lot, Randy. 73.
You bet. 7-3s. K0RWB, QRZ, any stations anywhere.
K0KUN.
The Kilo 0 again, please.
Kilowatt 0. Kilowatt United November.
Okay. Kilowatt 0, Kilowatt United November. Norman, how are you this evening, sir?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? You've got a wonderful voice on the radio and booming into Colorado here at about, I got kind of a Scotch S-meter here running a TR7, and so we don't have many knobs or stuff to pull, but I had the thing for so long that I figured out ways to beat the system without any filters. So that's we've got running a little Alpha Delta 4080 160 on a sloper about 30 feet up in the middle of a snowstorm here, so it's kind of I guess oftentimes the band gets pretty good when our weather gets wet like this. We're so dry here, we usually have more static that we need. Anyway, see how copy K0RWB, Randy, K0KUN.
Yeah, Norman, you're 10 over in my receive here in the Kansas City area, so great. And this is also the third night in a row that we've gotten into Colorado here on 40 meters. We did Thornton, we did Broomfield, we did the Fort Collins area, 2 contacts last night in the Springs, and of course 1 contact in Trinidad, 1 in Alamosa. So Colorado's been very well represented in my receive the last couple of days. Roger.
Okay, well, we're in Bellevue, which is about 15 miles west of Fort Collins, in the mountains about 7,000 feet. So we get pretty get by here without any interference. It's dead silent most of the time unless we've got a storm sitting on us. So anyhow, I just thought I'd give you a buzz, and I was going to jump in on the airplane talk because just hold just a sec. Speaker on my computer that was I was getting into. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and I can tune it up as sharp as possible, and it still leaks a little. So I had to turn that off. It's like the guys that are talking on an SDR. I can't handle those things. There's too much delay there. It throws me off my train of thought. Anyway, yeah, I've been a pilot for a good number of years and had some interesting airplanes. Like I've got an antique radio and I drive antique cars, and I had antique airplanes, a couple of Aronca Chiefs and a Pacer, or Tri-Pacer that I converted to a Pacer. It was nice to have toe brakes on that thing so you could aim it a little better. And then a Blanca. And then I kind of hung it up at, I guess I was about 80 then. We're 86 here, so we're coming up on that anyway. So it kind of put the car, the flying on a back burner. Back to you, Randy.
No, I totally understand that. And again, I've said it many times. It's very interesting the number of operators that are also pilots have their license, and we can just have a great roundtable on the air with the pilots and operators that I've spoken with in the last several weeks. And I have no doubt stories would go on for a long time. But it is a very fascinating hobby. Aviation is kind of like ham radio. There's a little something for everybody. The initial entry point, price-wise, is a little steeper in aviation than it is here on ham radio. But they both have their enjoyment. They both have their niche. There's a little bit of something for everybody, of course. Even now with the sport license, with LSAs and ELSAs and 103s, up to the big boys. I mean, if I could get behind the yoke of a Challenger 300, I don't think I'd ever want to get out again. But I don't see that time happening anytime soon. But we can always wish and dream. But yeah, we know exactly where you're located at. We've kind of made that drive as we're going west there out of Fort Collins with the family, running up direction, taking the back road up into Estes, and been by your location many times. Unfortunately, you've got snow. I'm really sorry to hear that. We're dropping temperature-wise, but it's been sunny but cool. And I think rain coming over Friday through Saturday. But if you would, just keep the snow in your QTH and don't bring it out this way. Roger?
Okay, it might be rain by the time it gets there. We didn't make it to 30 today. It hung there about 28 or 29 all day, and we're looking at about 2 or 3 more days of this. There's a low sitting right on Utah, and it's causing all kinds of cold weather and rotating the water, the moisture up into Colorado. So we get used to it. We had a storm about maybe three weeks ago, and we got 4 feet on the level here where we are situated, and then it drifted up to about 6 feet, completely covered the cars in the driveway. It took me 3 days to just get out to the road, which is only about 100 feet. So I guess this little bit of snow we're getting right now isn't going to make any matter. Listen, I'll let you roll and get some more. I'll watch for you. I don't know if I usually don't get up this far. Usually about 72-16. We have a QSO that we start out on 20 and end up down on 40 on Sundays because 20's been kind of goofy, and so. I'll watch for you if this is a place that you hang out. Otherwise, I'll listen for you somewhere along the line. K0RWB, K0KUN.
Yeah, no problem. Well, you know, we at least this week, 40 has been in a lot better shape than 20 has been. So we're since this is already Wednesday, we're going to finish the week here on 40 meters. We do 40 meter Fridays anyway, but we've had such a great time here on 40. A lot of great stations and signals, just like yourself. We'll continue to do that. We are live on YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel, Norman. So our QSO is live, and it's also being recorded at the same time. If you're interested in listening to our QSO on the playback and see how you sound on the air, you can certainly do that. Just go to YouTube, put in my call sign, and look for the video with today's date. And if you'd like to know when I'm back out again, you can click on that little notification bell. That'll let you know that, Randy's live again, and kind of see where we're at and so forth. We have no particular section on the band. We look for an open spot that we hope we don't interfere with anybody else. So I don't own any part of the frequencies whatsoever. So I just find a clear spot, hope it doesn't bother somebody else, and call CQ, and we make a few contacts in the process. Roger?
Okay, fine business, and yeah, we'll let you roll here, and I'll do that, and usually put on my, I'm a little anxious tonight. I haven't been talking to somebody that I don't know. We have a kind of a tight queue, so a half a dozen of us that get on every Sunday and Wednesday night, and so I heard you on there, and I couldn't resist the smell of the aircraft fuel, and so I called you back. Anyway, we'll watch for you, and I enjoyed the evening, and I listened to your other contacts. I'm going to try to call that guy in Pittsburgh, but give him more Western contact, but I was interested in talking to you too. So we say good night, 73 K0KUN.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you for taking the time to give us a call. I did enjoy the QSO. Again, we could have quite a long chat on aviation, I have no doubt. So, but 7-3s, enjoy your evening. Sorry about the snow and the cold. You know, have a talk with Mother Nature. It is the middle of April. It's supposed to break. So hopefully it will for you real soon. Take care, be safe, and be well. Enjoy the rest of your week. Kilo 0, Kilo Uniform November, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. 7-3s, Norm. This is K0RWB. We're at the bottom of the hour. See if we got any QRP portables or mobiles. Come with your call sign, Stephen.
November 3, X-Ray Tango Foxtrot.
November 3, X-Ray Tango Foxtrot. Man, he's just been so patient, waiting around. Stephen, how are you out in PA? Go ahead. I copy you're running an end-fed wire. You're just above the noise level, so I have to give you about a 5 and 3 on in my receive there. Go ahead. Yeah, I copied a 17-foot end-fed wire. Yeah, if the static crashes would stop, or kind of calm down a little bit, I'd get a much better copy on you. But tell me the wattage again. Go ahead.
5.
I got you. You're running 5 watts, a 17-foot end fed. And what's my signal report?
You are 117 feet, 117.
Okay, fine business. And I copy the 5 and 9 as well. Well, that's great. Well, you've kind of figured out the system there, haven't you? So you can't say we're not paying attention, because we got 3 screens in front of us and that's why we're looking around so much, Roger.
Yeah, copy that. And I actually have you up on the YouTube channel right now, too. So I did copy my signal on there. Out there, I'm sorry, you're in Missouri, correct?
Yeah, we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, right on the Interstate 70 corridor. Roger. Yeah, I certainly understand that, but again, propagation has a lot to do with it, the way the conditions are, and you're the third or fourth station tonight on 5 watts, and getting in and making the being able to understand what you're saying and making the contact, it goes a long ways. That's really what we're supposed to do there, Roger.
Oh, copy that. Yeah, it's good to hear. It's a challenge, and sometimes it's nice to run low power, just for the challenge. My first DX contact to Africa was on 5 watts, and I tuned up a tip note on 10 meters with my first South Africa contact. So I like running 5 watts every once in a while.
Oh, that's great, though. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you never forget. As I was telling somebody earlier, if you run QRP a lot, you learn to become a much better operator. You just can't throw a bunch of wattage and just kind of go through there. You kind of have to pick your spots and your moments and so forth. And as I said before, I try to be cognizant of the top of the hour, bottom of the hour, making sure we set some time aside, for operators like yourself that are running low power and so forth. There are some days that we forget, and so far tonight, we've tried to stick with that schedule, and so far it's worked out okay there, Roger.
Yeah, it's definitely a good idea to have that little space there that you do at the top and the bottom of the hour. So I appreciate you giving it a shot here this evening. Oh, listen, Randy, I don't want to cut it short, but I have one of my little ones who's downstairs yelling at me. They want me to put them in the bed here. I'll say 7-3 for now, and thank you for picking me up in there. And I'm lucky I stumbled upon your YouTube channel. So we'll make sure we subscribe to that and check out all your videos. You okay?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for checking that out. And again, if you want to know when we're back out again, you can subscribe and hit the like button. That helps our analytics and notification bell. And if you're interested in next week's gift certificate giveaway, there's information on my QRZ page where I just put a flash to card up on the live stream. Put in your call and Kilo for Papa, K4P, for Papa Phil in Michigan. We're trying to get the word out, some awareness. He needs a kidney. He's in the process of finding a potential match right now, so we're just trying to pay it forward. So that's something you're interested in. You can go to the comments or to the live chat. Just type in your call and K4P. You got to make sure your email is correct. That's the only way I have to get a hold of anybody. So if your email is correct, that way we'd get a hold of you. You happen to be the winner. Anyway, thanks for giving us a call, QRP in Pennsylvania. Appreciate it. And thanks for checking us out. Feel free to come back anytime. Be safe and be well, and to get those kids tucked into bed real tight, I'm sure. November 3, X-Ray Tango Foxtrot, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7 3s.
All right, Randy. I just lost my father.
Kilowatt 0. Sorry I didn't get your call. This is WA4, Norway, United Norway.
Yeah, stand by. Okay, Steve, thank you again. Take care in 7 3s, and we'll go ahead and clear with them. The Whiskey Alpha 4 station again, please.
Sorry, I thought it was done there, and I apologize greatly for the intrusion. This is WA4 November, Uniform November, down near Atlanta, Georgia, and good evening for Brooklyn.
Oh, no problem at all, Paul. Again, sometimes, I don't like to cut people off and let them do their clear and so forth, but a lot of times other stations can't hear it. Just do a quick acknowledge, let him finish, and here we are. So that's perfectly fine. So how are things happening down in Georgia?
Not too bad. We had a beautiful day here. I learned a lot for an old guy today, and the weather was great until, I guess, about 4 o'clock. We had some showers, no thunder and lightning or anything like that, but I found a new meat market that I fell in love with. I felt like I had walked into someplace in Munich or something called Patak Meats, and I just went absolutely crazy.
Oh, that's terrific. You know, it's life's simple pleasure that mean the most to us there, Roger.
Yeah, especially when you're old and, you know, everybody says, oh, you're crippled, you're old. No, I ain't dead yet, guys. I'm still vertical. Leave me alone. I'm still having a good time, you know. But look that one up on your internet. Patak, meat. And I don't work for them or anything, but good Lord, the stuff I found in there and bought today, you would not believe.
Well, that's great. I don't know if they'll do a long-distance ship, but no, that you never want to pass up a chin. Now, if they got bacon, I'll definitely have to give them a call. Nobody wants to pass up bacon. That's for sure. But no, terrific signal here, by the way. Not to change the subject per se, but a good solid 5 and 9, and the audio is superb. I know why, because I see what you're running. Any of those would probably do quite well, but nice to hear a contact down in Georgia, the first one for us this evening. So I'm glad to see that the band is okay. You know, we've got static crashes and a little bit of noise, but other than that, it's been fairly well. The same the last 2 nights. It's been just a great time here on 40 meters, Roger.
Yes, I agree 100%. And, you know, the one thing that is really odd with the 7610 is that that particular ICOM receiver, I have a 7410 and a 76. The 76 handles static crashes and noise on the band. When the audio comes up, it does a tremendous job at suppressing the outside noise.
Yeah, so I know you've got I see you've got a 781 and an IMC. What mic do you use for the 7610?
Right now I'm on the ICM. I'm getting ready to switch. The 7610, the 7410 and the 718 that I had prior worked quite well with the 781, the PR 781 from Heil, but the 7610 does not like it that much. It just doesn't round out the audio as well. And I recently bought the 8-band EQ from W2HIHY, and Julius is a great guy to do business with. I had a problem. I had a bad switch in the on-off, which is probably the worst place to have it, I guess. Not his fault. Stuff just happened. Sent me a new one. Federal Express sent it to a commercial company and delivered it, admitted it, and refused to pick it up. Julius, gracious guy that he is, sent me another one right away, and I just haven't had time to go in and solder the switch in to get it done. So that means I can put the 781 back online. And as a microphone, I like some of the characteristics of that because it's so such a funnel-driven, you might say, directional microphone. But the ICM is great. I don't have any issues. It's very cheap, works very well.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah, it's unfortunate you have an issue, but it sounds like that they're on top of it for you and going to get that rectified. We have a 7300. It's in Studio B, which we have downstairs, and that's paired with the ICM microphone as well. I noticed on my receive, I need to turn the bass down a little bit. It's still full fidelity, but it didn't quite have the highs I want. Of course, you only have so much adjustment on the 7300, so we moved if you can't make the highs any higher, you need to make the lows a little lower or take them away. So we kind of narrowed it down a little bit, and it seemed to help. This here in Studio A is a Yaesu FTDX10 we've had for about a month and a half, and we have it paired with the Heil PR 781, and it seems to work fairly well. We had a little time trying to get the EQs adjusted just right, but if I don't yell and I stay away from the mic, it seems as though it's pretty audible, Roger.
Yeah, I might, only thing I could do, and there's no criticism here whatsoever, might put just a pinch, and I mean a pinch, of treble in there, just to offset the bass just a teeny bit. And I'm being incredibly picky because you sound really, really good. So don't take anything as a negative.
Oh, it takes a lot more than that to hurt my feelings. However, I take construction quite well, and that's something we'll certainly look at. And I tell people this all the time. You can put on a set of headphones if you want and listen to yourself. It's never the same as it is on the air or on the playback. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to do my own YouTube channel, which we're doing tonight, is it's live. And people want to check in and talk. I think it's terrific. I'm more than happy to. I try to give everybody equal time, be respectful of everyone's time, and have fun in the process. But you also have an opportunity later on to listen to the playback, and that's something that we don't get to do very often. And it was a real eye-opener for me when I first was running the 7300 the end of January. I thought it sounded good in the headphones, and I'd listen to the playbacks. I called another YouTuber out of Florida, and it sounded just atrocious. So we did make a few adjustments and got it a little bit better. This one's the same way. This is EQ settings from a 101 D from a friend of mine in Knoxville, Tennessee. We did do a little adjustment with the mids. Otherwise, the settings are pretty much what he had set, and his voice and mine are fairly low. But again, propagation changes a lot of it, whatever the conditions are and so forth. But we do have room to put a little bit more treble in there, and we can certainly do that, Roger.
Yeah, and I'll keep picking on you if you want me to, and I don't mean to, because I'm not picking on you, because I would welcome the same thing from anybody. Especially, I've got an EQ here that I'm getting ready to put online, which is a long story. It's been sitting here for 6 weeks, and I haven't been able to do anything with it. But it's certainly not because of the guy that sold it to me by any means. I would raise or delete a little bit of the bass, put a little bit of the treble, and don't get radical either one. We're talking about little bitty adjustments, and I think you're going to be looking at perfect audio.
Well, that's welcome feedback. Again, it's never perfect. It's like I think it's like a shack. It's never really completely finished, and the audio can be that way as well. So, it is only a 2-hour show, so we are little limited time-wise. But I have no problem whatsoever. Again, it takes a whole lot to hurt my feelings, and that isn't going to bother me in the least. That's the way it is. Yeah, I look forward to working again. You get your EQ in line. That'll be interesting as well. I've talked with several operators that have those in line, and they do sound terrific. The thing is, we're only working with 3KC. There's not a whole lot you can do there, of course. There's a few that will maybe work a little bit wider. This will actually go out to 4K, but we run it at 2 and 2800. We want to be a good steward of amateur radio, and don't want to, cause any issues and so forth, and stay within the rules. So that's why we've narrowed it down. But real quick, tell me where Woodstock is located. What's the general QTH for Woodstock?
Okay, let me answer the question with a question. How familiar are you with the Atlanta geographical area?
Well, I lived in Valdosta for 3 years.
Okay, well, that's kind of south, but we'll go from there. If you take the big circle around Atlanta, which is 285, and it is a fairly concentric circle, and you go toward the top, and there are two major, or what have become major, expressways, which is 575 and 400. If you went up 400, 400 or 575 up toward Woodstock, Georgia. That is almost dead center north of Atlanta, Georgia, about 30 to 32 miles, something like that. It is incredible. I'm in Cherokee County, by the way, which is I can walk to Fulton County. It's about a mile away from where I stand right now, and it's a growing county. When I moved here, population was 26,000. Right now, it's over 300,000. That's in since 1978, 79, somewhere in that territory.
Okay, yeah, that gives me a good idea. We were just down there, maybe a little over a year ago, and stopped in to see some friends a little bit farther south. We were over in Stewart, and then come up and ran the circle, and then headed kind of northwest from there. So, yeah, it didn't ring a bell, but now that you've described it, got a pretty good idea where it's located. So, well, listen, I appreciate it. We've got a few more minutes yet. We're going to see if we can make a few more calls, Paul. But boys, thank you very much for giving us a call and taking the time to have a short queue. So I really do appreciate it, and look forward to having a chance to work again. I think it's timing on my part. We're going to get into Georgia too often, a little bit on 20 meters from time to time, but I have a feeling it's just when we're out here. But we'll definitely look forward to working you again. And who knows, it could be on another band as well. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your evening. I do appreciate it very much and look forward to having you come back in again. We'll just kind of pick it up where we left off. So in the meantime, I'll save 7-3s. I'll do mine and you can do yours. And enjoy what's left of the week. Whiskey Alpha 4, November, Uniform November, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again.
Radio Whiskey Delta, thank you so much. Absolutely my pleasure. The rest of the week is kind of downhill. Doctor appointment tomorrow to set up my cataract surgery, and Friday my thank goodness last chemo session, which we hope is going to end up all good and hunky-dory and all that. I've got my thumbs up that it's all going to go right. Never know. But, and people say, oh, this is so terrible. You're going through this. It's like, you people are so full of crap. That's all I tell them every single time. It's like, look, if it all ends for me tomorrow, guys, I have had one hell of a ride. That's the way I look at life. And if you don't, there's something wrong with you. If you're all gloom and doom, get out of my face. That's just basically everything in a nutshell. Don't want to get into it or even talk about it. I don't think about ends of things. I think about, man, it's been fun. Every time I've been here, every day I wake up is another day, and it's a good day. So anyway, good night to you. Hopefully we'll run into you there again. Enjoy talking to you. We're trying to enhance the station here, getting some new stuff in, some new antennas, and hopefully I can blow your socks off with I've got tree cutters and all that coming out to clear a lot of land here. We're going to go with a full-blown, full wavelength, 80 through whatever, full loop antenna. After the trees are cleared, and I'm crossing my fingers for great results. Anyway, great talking.
Yeah, stand by.
We'll do it again. W84NUN 73s. Good night. Have a great week, sir.
Okay, thanks again, 7-3s. This is K0RWB, QRZ. Any stations anywhere? Come back with your call. Was there a kilo? Was it Kilo Echo 7?
Roger. It's Kilo Echo 7, India, November, Victoria. The name is Nick, and we're out here in Nevada. I was trying to get in there just before the conditions drop out there. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if we have to worry about conditions, Nick. You're 5 and 9. Sounds awful good in my receive there. Go ahead.
Roger. Yeah, you're also a solid 9 here. Definitely good sounding station. Yeah, just was trying to get in there and make my turn. Boy, that was a long wait to get in there. Over.
Yeah, I'd be the first one to admit, Nick, I am not a pile-up kind of guy. I'm not a fan of 5.9 QRZ. So believe me, I do appreciate everyone who takes the time to wait and so forth. I pull them out the best I can. And again, I try to be respectful of everybody's time. And you know, it's kind of a 2-hour show. That's what we try to stick to. So we try to make sure that we have equal time for everybody and what have you. And this is supposed to be fun. And when it's not fun, then we won't be doing it. But in the meantime, we're having an absolute ball. So I do appreciate you giving us a call, and I hope the conditions stay with us, because so far you've got a great signal there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Hey, will you give me your call one more time? I did not get it all there. Give it to me one more time if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem at all. The call is K0RWB, Radio Whiskey Bravo. The QTH is 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Roger?
Oh, Roger. Oh, you're way down there. Yeah, Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, that's a good, we're making a good trip here for this time of day. Usually it kind of drops out for me around here. But anyways, I'm located about 110 miles east of Lake Tahoe. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. I'm in a little town called Lovelock, Nevada. So, yeah, very good. And your name, if you would, please?
Yeah, the name here is Randy, Romeo Alpha November Delta Yankee is the name. And also wanted to say welcome to my channel. We're actually live on YouTube right now. Go ahead.
Oh, very good. I didn't realize you were running a live stream here. So I take it you're on YouTube, obviously.
Yeah, we sure are. We've been we try to do this on a continual basis during the week. 20 meters hasn't been really good this week. So this is our third night here on 40 meters, and we're going to continue the rest of the week, I think, being here on 40 meters. It seems to be in a little bit better shape. There are some static crashes. We know there's weather around us and so forth, but we've had a lot of operators, more than I can get to. Generally, all have really great signals. We do make a little time for QRP portables and mobile stations, and just have fun with it. That's the whole idea about doing this. And the thing about the YouTube channel, Nick, is most of the time we don't have an opportunity to be able to hear ourselves on the air, and this will give us that opportunity to see what we sound like, what our signal looks like. You know, you can look at the oscilloscope, you can look at the wave patterns on your audio, and you can decide if it sounds good to you or if there's changes that you want to make. I'm not the judge whatsoever. It's just one person's opinion. And you're the final decision maker. But it is kind of a fun thing. We've got a live chat going as well. People are chatting back and forth, asking me questions and so forth. But the bottom line, it's all about having fun. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Well, you're a busy guy, that's for sure. Yeah, I just pulled you up on YouTube. I can actually see you live there. So, yeah, it kind of brings it to a new level there, that's for sure. But, yeah, I really appreciate you picking me up here. And I do know there's a lot of guys out there trying to get to you. And, yeah, I'll definitely I'll subscribe to your channel there and maybe pick you up again when you're live there, over.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. And, you know, one other thing we're doing as well is, and you can find it on my QRZ page, but we do a weekly gift certificate drawing. It's free, of course, from a local amateur radio store here in the metro every Wednesday evening. So we had our drawing earlier tonight. We have a couple more weeks of doing that. And all we ask is either go to the live chat or to the comments section on my YouTube channel, put in your call sign, and then type in K4P. It's Kilo 4 Papa, and that's kidney for Papa Phil. He's a ham operator of Michigan that's in need of a kidney, and we're just trying to help get out the awareness. And maybe, I think right now he's got some potential matches, and we don't know exactly how up to date that is. But again, we're just trying to do our small part, so it's a win-win for everybody. I like to promote and buy local. It helps our operator here, the mom and pop stores. It's a win for my YouTube channel, you know, whatever it is, however you want to put it. But it's also a win-win for whoever wins. It's a free gift certificate. All you have to do is like I said, is put in your call and K4P. Of course, the biggest thing is make sure your email is good in QRZ. Otherwise, I have no way of finding you. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, I'm definitely good on QRZ. Boy, I was just listening to myself. I got a high, squeaky voice, man. No question about that. But all right there, Randy. Appreciate you picking me up, and we'll definitely subscribe. And appreciate appreciate all you do out there, and hope you have a great night picking up some more stations here. So this is K0RWB out here in Nevada, and we really appreciate the contact there. Over.
You bet, Nick. Well, I hope it was worth the wait. At least that's the intention anyway. But no, I appreciate you being there. Thank you so much for taking the time, to give us a call and listen and stand by, what have you. It means a lot, and we do appreciate the support as well. And again, this is a great community. These are some of the finest people that you'll ever talk with on the air. We may never, ever meet in person, but you become friends over the air, and that's all you really can ask for. And I've really talked to a lot of new first-time operators here in the last several weeks after doing the live stream. It's really nice to know that I think the hobby's in a good position. I had an operator a week ago tonight, 9 years old, out of Texas, very well spoken, knew the phonetic alphabet really well. He's a technician working under his dad's call. He's going to get his license this summer, and that's the cool thing about amateur radio. So if I can get something like that from now and then, it makes everything worthwhile for me. I hope it was for you as well, Nick. I look forward to working you again. I have a feeling we'll have many more QSO. Solid signal. Well, you can see it on the channel itself. You can see what your signal's like. So I appreciate you giving me the time, and I'm really glad that we had a chance to talk, and hope we can do it again real soon. Be safe and be well. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great week as well. Look for you again. Kilo Echo 7, India November Victor, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. 7-3's, Nick.
7-3's, Andy, and thanks again.
You bet. K0RWB, QRZ, any station, anywhere.
November 5, Oscar Uniform Radio.
November 5, Oscar Uniform Radio. Matt, how are you this evening?
Doing real good. You might have heard my phone in the background. I got to take this. I apologize. Let's take another call, and I'll come back as soon as I can.
No problem at all. I'll be happy to. QRZ, any station, anywhere?
Alpha Whiskey 7 Papa Delta Kilo.
The Alpha Papa Kilo again. Give me your full call again. The Alpha Papa Kilo again.
Whiskey 7 Papa Delta Kilo.
Oh, my mistake. Sorry about that. Whiskey 7 Papa Delta Kilo. Paul, how are you, sir?
Very good. Just was listening in and thought I'd try to jump in and see if I couldn't make a contact here so I could monitor and hear what my audio sounds like from your channel.
Oh, no problem at all. Well, I appreciate that, Paul. Thank you. Thank you for Montana, first one tonight. So that's good. Nice to see the band is maybe stretching out a little bit. It's awful noisy on my end. We do have a lot of static crashes and little QSB, but all in all, we've been able to make good contact, even with some QRP stations tonight. So initially, I had you about 5 and 7. The number's not a big deal to me as much as the audio, and had no problems hearing you there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, Randy. Good meeting you here for the first time. And I suppose if I paused you on your live stream, that I can go back and hit play and then listen to the conversation after a little bit here when we're done. Is that how it works?
Yeah, you can do that. Either that or you can fast forward to about 1 hour 58. It's about what I'm showing. It'll work either way. You can pause it. You can just hit the mute and let it play and move yourself back. However it would work for you. That's usually the best way I do. There's a lot of stations that I actually listen to, or I have their station up, their channel up, and I just mute it, and then I kind of look to see where it's at, and then you can go back later. But yeah, it's just kind of a neat little thing. You get a chance to hear yourself on the air, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, very good. And I listen to myself on the monitor, but that's sort of a little confusing for me because I'm actually talking and listening at the same time, and I have a hard time walking and chewing gum. So, just running a 7300 here, like a whole lot of people out there, and 100 watts on an end-fed wire. So it's been working pretty well, and I typically get pretty decent audio reports. It looks good on my scope, and but I really like interested in going back and watching the live stream and actually hearing myself after the fact. Over.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, in my receive, it sounds really good. Again, it's really hard to find a 7300 that doesn't sound good. I'm sure you could, move them around, the transmit audio and make it sound really dull, but generally speaking, out of the box are pretty good. Even with the stock microphone, you've got good audio. You've got good fidelity. There's a good mix of lows and highs. But again, I don't know your voice, Paul, as well as you do. So when you listen to it later, you can be the final judge what you think it sounds like or what it should change. I will tell you this. When I started doing this, before I started this channel, I would check in with several operators that were doing the live stream, and I thought I sounded good in my headphones until I heard it on playback, and it was just awful. So I actually made a few changes, and now usually after each evening, I'll go back and listen to the playback a little bit to see if I can pick some other things up and what have you. But when I listen to the playback now, so what you're hearing is what I actually sound like in person. This is about as close as it'll ever get to me in person. And it just took a little bit of time and listening to the playbacks, and I would go back and make some adjustments to my my transmit audio. But again, it's kind of a neat deal. We don't get that much of an opportunity to hear ourselves on the air, and when we do, I think it's a cool thing. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Very, very neat. Anyway, I won't hold it. I know there's probably a lot out there calling, and I'm glad I got through the little pileup with my Pee-wee station here running 100 watts. So I'm going to say 73s, Randy. I appreciate you taking my call for sure, and hopefully we'll just get to do some rag truth some evening when we're just playing radio, and I won't tie up your YouTube channel too much. So appreciate you coming back to me, and it's been a pleasure, and we'll look for you again. K0RWB from W7PDK. Have a good evening.
No problem, Paul. The pleasure's all mine. Thank you for being out there, and thank you for taking the time to give us a call. It means a lot. I do appreciate it. Thank you for your support there for watching the channel. If you're interested in when we're back out again, you can hit the subscribe, the like. The like is good for analytics with YouTube, and then the little notification bell that'll tell you when we're back out again. Also, we're doing this weekly gift card giveaway, so if you're interested in being considered, enter, subscribe for that. You can put in your call in the live chat and just type in K4P, kilowatt for Papa, which is kidney for Papa Phil, our guy up in Michigan, or you can do it in the comment section as well. And we'll be having another drawing next Wednesday evening. And, if you decide to do that, hey, good luck. And if not, no harm, no foul. We'll see how it works. But I appreciate it very much. First one tonight in the Montana, so I'm glad to see the band is open up. And your 100 watts, don't discount it. It's doing a phenomenal job in my receive. Be safe and be well. Enjoy the rest of your week. Whiskey 7, Papa Delta Kilo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s, Paul.
7-3s, and we'll definitely hit the like and subscribe to your channel. Like I said, I appreciate what you're doing, and it was good meeting you, Randy. Take care.
Roger. 7-3s. QRZ, K0RWB, any stations anywhere?
November 5, Oscar Uniform Radio.
Oh, big signal. November 5, Oscar Uniform Radio. You're back at it again, are you?
Yeah. Sorry, my wife was at the store and needed to ask me a question, so she always was going to take priority. Anyway, I get to hear from you. I think we spoke before. I think I've even looked you up on the YouTube before, but maybe not. Anyway, nice to hear from you. Go ahead.
Well, you do have your priorities straight, no doubt. Good for you. No, hey, that's terrific. I'll look in a second. I'm actually putting your QRZ page up on the live stream, and yeah, I got a soft spot in my heart for you. You have a terrific radio there. If you haven't heard that before, that is probably the best radio on the market right now of anything else out there. Roger.
I'm super proud to have it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get it or not. I wasn't really planning on getting something. It was a little bit out of my budget, but the saying "buy once, cry once" came to mind. So went ahead and got what I wanted, so I wouldn't have any buyer's remorse. And I certainly have not. I am in love with this radio. Just absolutely loving it. I've only had it about a little over a week, but I am absolutely loving it. Just put up a new antenna as well. I was actually going to see if you'd mind if I tested the two antennas against each other, see if you could tell a difference. using the old antenna now, but I'll next time I talk, I'll have the other antenna on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're pushing 20 over. So I one part of me says don't change a thing. The other part says, hey, yeah, let's try it out and see what happens. That'd be cool. Yeah, it is a great radio. It sounds okay. I think would work really well if you send it to me. Let me use it for a little bit. I could probably get it dialed in for you, and then something like that. But I do want your opinion on the MD 100. How you like the microphone there? Go ahead.
Oh, I like it quite a bit. I already have the microphone, fortunately. I used to run a FT 920, and I liked it quite a bit. And I guess they don't sell this microphone anymore. They I guess kind of redid it a little bit, if I understand correctly. Maybe not. But anyway, I've gotten good reports with it so far. I just spent about a day just listening to myself on the Utah SBR, trying to get my sound dialed in to where I like it. And these particular settings I have now are about as natural as I could get. So I might be able to make it better, but I'm happy with it, so I'm leaving it alone. And yeah, this right now, this is that DX Commander antenna. So this is the antenna I just switched to. I don't know if you can tell a difference or not. Go ahead.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. When you're over S9, and you know what the meter looks like. You go into the blue, and you take a guess, and you go, well, there's probably 5, there's 10, and it was probably 10 or 12 to 20 over. So yeah, maybe a little bit more gain, but maybe not super noticeable, and maybe we're just too close. I don't know which. And Matt, maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure which. But I mean, they're both working. That's the whole key. So that's a big thing. I'll say one thing about the audio, and that's not yours, but the setting that is really super important. And we got this from Bob Heil. We had a presentation with him a week ago Saturday, and this topic came up because it's a new radio on the block. Is the AMC on your first menu? That's really important. The processing in the AMC will make more difference in the audio than any of the EQs inside the rig, and that came right from Bob. So keep that in mind there, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, those are pretty much the only ones I've played with. I actually just recently found that there's more equalizers buried in the menu, but I haven't touched those at all. So yeah, right now I'm running the processor at 34 and the AMC at 50. So I might need to change that, but that's where I found that it seemed to drive everything the best and give me a pretty natural sound and a pretty clean signal without splattering anything. So yeah, really want to make sure that was coming in good. I hate splattering. I don't run too much power, but running about 400 to 500 watts right now. So yeah, definitely loving this radio. I still have a lot to learn on it, but yeah, I put up that antenna just to mainly for the other bands, because I have a mono band Mosley rotatable dipole for 40 meters. So, but the DX Commander, every now and then I'll pick up a station better with it, and then vice versa. So always just depends on propagation a little bit. But I think they're pretty comparable on how well they hear and how well they get out. So they're both winners in my book. Well, I know a lot of people want to talk to you, so I won't hold it up too long. But nice to hear from you. And if I haven't already, I'll definitely subscribe to your channel here in just a minute. I think I already am, but I'll double check. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem at all. Yeah, we just threw our little information there on our gift card giveaway as well on the live stream, so those who are interested. Yeah, you've got 3 parametric EQs that are inside the rig, of course, that can also dial it in. Now, I'm running a Heil PR781 in my FTDX10, and in my headphones, it sounds real tinny. When I listen to it on the playback, it sounds like me, and that's the thing that I'm looking for. So, I've tried the dummy load, putting in the headphones, and and in my situation, man, it didn't work. So when I listened to myself on the playbacks, I kind of made this ugly looking face, and I knew I had to make some changes. If your email is good, I'm more than happy to send you my settings, and you can play around with those, and we can figure out a time to get back on the air and try them if you wish. At least that way you could record them, or we could have them recorded. If not, that's fine too. It doesn't sound bad. Of course, you're going to hear it here after a while anyway. But again, all I try to do is pay the information forward that was given to me, and that's what makes this a great hobby. If not, that's fine. I totally get it. Go ahead.
No, I would love that. Yeah, my email is good on QRZ, so I'd love to be able to set it up. And anything to make it better, I always want to improve if it's possible. So yeah, that sounds great. And I'll check myself out here in a little bit once this live stream gets up and going. So anyway, yeah, that would be awesome. K0RWB and 50UR.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. And the reason I say that is that MD100 is a really nice mic. It has a lot of range, and it can do a lot more than what it's currently doing. Again, I'm not here to make you do any changes. Of course, you got an SD card. You can change your changes to what you have right now, name it to whatever you want, and you could try some of the different settings. I'd be happy to send them to you. I've done it on 4 or 5 occasions just in the last week. And if it helps someone, hey, great. It helped me. And if it helps you, hey, great. If not, then you can erase those settings or what have you. But I know the capabilities of that microphone, and it will astonish you how well that mic will perform. You've got the rig, and now let's get the rest of the shimmy going. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Much appreciated, Randy. I'll be looking forward to it. So you said you're just going to email me, and then we'll take it from there?
What I'll do is email you the settings, and you'll have 2 different sets. One is with the mic EQ off. That'll be the first set. And then the second set if you run EQ with the mic EQ on. I'm not running the mic EQ. I run this with the mic EQ off, and you can tell how it sounds. If I put the mic EQ on, it's great for DX work, but it's not good for you and I talking right now.
Right, yeah, I understand that. You're getting a little bit more narrow banded, but well, yeah, I'll be looking forward to it, and yeah, my email's good there. So thanks again, Randy. I'll certainly be looking forward to making me sound as good as possible.
Hey, I don't mean no disrespect from before, man. It sounds good now. Could it be a little bit more? I don't know, maybe. If not, it certainly works in my receive. And that's how I thought I was, too, because I did the same thing you did. The real important thing is AMC, and you're right. You're at 50. You don't want to go much more than that. I'm at 55, but I run the processing mic gain. I run mic gain at 20 and processing at 15, so very low settings. I want the microphone and the radio to get along. I don't want them to fight against each other. So anyway, that's how we work it here. But I'd be happy to send those out to you, so keep a lookout for that. And if that works for you, fine. Again, if if the conditions are as good as they have been here on 40, I'm going to be back here on 40 tomorrow night and Friday. We're going to stay on 40 meters all week. 20 has not been very good. So by all means, you hear us again, give us a call back, and we'll go from there. I look forward to it. And if you say, no, I like my settings, hey, great. It'd be a great QSO as well. Not a problem. And, of course, I totally understand. If the phone rings, take it. We'll talk again later. It's not a problem. Anyway, hey, thanks again. No, I do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your evening and what's left of the week. Be safe and be well. And till the missus, hey, I totally get it. And enjoy the playback. And, yeah, if you like it and subscribe, that'd be great. And hit the notification bell. You know when we're out here again. In the meantime, you take care, and I'll say 7 threes. I'll do mine. You do yours. November 5, Oscar Uniform Romeo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again.
Thank you, Randy. 7-3 and 50, you are clear.
Okay, K0RWB, QRZ. We've got one more call, and that'll be it for the night.
November, Italy.
The Papa November India station again, please.
Kilowatt Juliet 7, Papa November India.
Kilo Juliet 7, Papa November India. Good afternoon, good evening. Owen, how are you?
I'm doing well in Alpha Zulu, Arizona. You're coming in 5-7.
Is that the best I can do in Arizona, 5-7? You sure you want to look at that again?
Well, looks like you're peaking at 5-9 now, but just a second ago you were at 5-7.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you a 5 and 9 in my receive. It sounds very good. So how are things in your parlor world this evening?
Pretty good. Just a really nice day here, warm and a little bit windy. What about you?
Well, I tell you what, I think winter's trying to find its way back inside the door again. We're getting a little cold again, and it's going to be raining here the next day or so. So I'm ready for them warmer temperatures. I don't know. I don't want to get quite as warm as probably what you're dealing with there in Arizona, but I'd like to be able to put some shorts and a T-shirt back on there, Roger.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It actually snows here sometimes, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, I would say so. Probably higher elevations. The page came up as snowflake. I'm not really sure exactly where that's at per se, but you can tell me next go around. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's in northern Arizona next to Solo and Holbrook, if you know where those are.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, northern, that makes a little more sense. And you're probably, what, about 6,000 elevation?
Yeah, or a little bit higher even.
Okay, well, that would make sense then. We had a QSO earlier from a station that was just west of Fort Collins, Colorado, and it was a high of 28, and it's snowing right now, so I can certainly understand, altitude. At some point it's got to break spring or summer, I would think, but we haven't had snow for quite a while, so I told him to leave it there. If we have to have the rain, I'll take the rain, but we don't want the snow. Roger?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Always like the snow and the rain. I'm using an ICOM 7300 on an inverted L antenna and fed half wave using just 100 watts. What about you?
Well, I wish I was. It's actually your setup is actually working quite well. End-fed antenna does a terrific job. So you're letting the antenna do all the work, I can tell. And yeah, I did copy the 7300. Just about everyone I talk with has one, is operating one. I have one. I'm not using that tonight. I'm using the Yaesu FTDX10 here in the shack, and we're running a 40-meter dipole, 38 foot off the side of the tower. Go ahead.
Isn't your picture show it as a hex beam?
We do have that as well. We run that 6 through 20. That's the primary antenna that we use, but 20 meters hasn't really been in very good shape for us here in the Missouri location. So we've been down here on 40 meters this week. We are live on YouTube as well. We have a channel here on YouTube, so we're actually live right now. And all we do is we call CQ and make a few contacts until the band dies out, or there's nobody else to talk to. Roger?
Yeah, that's a fun thing to do. So I take it I can listen to myself again and see how I'm coming in?
Yeah, you sure can. You can either go to YouTube and type in my call, or on my QRZ page, I have a link you can click on, and it'll take you right to it. And you could probably fast forward to about 2 hours 15, I think would be pretty close to where we started, Owen, there, Roger? Well, if you've done all that, don't forget to subscribe and like and hit the notification bell. That way you know when I'm live again, and we can have another QSO, Roger.
Okay, I might do that. Anyway, thank you for picking me up at 73.
No, the pleasure's all mine, Owen. I appreciate it very much. First contact into Arizona this evening, and I'm really glad that we had a chance to have a short QSO, and look forward to many more. And, yeah, give a listen there on the channel, see what you think. And hope you enjoyed. I know I do on my end. So I look forward to working you again. And if you hear us out there, by all means, give us a call back, and we'll see what else is going on. In the meantime, be safe and be well. Enjoy the rest of your week. A Kilo Juliet 7, Papa November India, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 73.
73, and thanks again.
You bet. We got 7 minutes. QRZ.
7, Papa November India.
The Delta Papa again, please.
LZ.
This is Kilo 3, Delta Papa.
Kilo 3, Delta Papa. Richard, good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, we're just doing fine there. I just wanted to know how well I'm getting into your station. I put up me a new dipole antenna, about, I would say, about 60 feet up in the air. We're running an ICOM 28, one of them old transceivers. And we just want to know how the signal getting out in your neighborhood. You're +9 here. You're S9 plus, we would say. So how the signal getting out there? We're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I copy Pittsburgh. Second contact into Pittsburgh tonight. Thank you for that. I've got you about 5 and 7. We've got a little noise on the band on my end anyway, and a few static crashes. Otherwise, no problems picking you up. The name here is Randy, and the QTH is we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. There, Roger.
QSL there in Missouri. Well, we're here in Pittsburgh, so what I would like you to do is run that. I didn't get the first part of your call, so can you run that part of your call again? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. The call here is Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, then Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Okay, the call here is Kilo 3 Delta Papa. What we get in, we'll just say 5 and 7 there. Well, that's not bad. At least I'm a little bit over the QRM a little bit. So we might have to add an amplifier to the signal and maybe boost it up a little bit when I get a little bit more money. So we'll let you go and make more contact before the band is out. I'm just checking out the new antenna we put up last week, so I think it's getting out pretty good. I would like to get into the West Coast if I possibly can. So other than that, we're going to say 73s and say good night to you, and thanks a lot for the contact. K0RWB, K3DCD, Pittsburgh.
Okay. Hey, thank you for giving us a call there. I enjoyed it. And, yeah, the new antenna is working for you, at least here in my receive. So, by all means, give us a call again if you hear us out there, and we'll see. Maybe we'll have a little bit better conditions and a little bit longer QSO. Be safe and be well, and have a great what's left of the week. Thank you again for taking the time. Kilo 3, Delta Papa, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 73s.
73, Kilo 3, Delta Papa.
QRZ, K0RWB, any stations anywhere?
Whiskey Alpha 0,
Ontario. Yankee.
Ontario, 1 second, I'll get to you here. The Whiskey Alpha 0 station again?
Whiskey Alpha 0, ZLZ.
Okay, got you that time. Whiskey Alpha 0, Zanzibar, Lima, Zanzibar. Good evening, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've been listening to you, and you're 10/9 here in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. The name here is Jordell.
Okay, Jordell. Well, hey, thanks for giving us a call. Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. Well, that's the first contact into Minnesota this evening, so thank you very much for that, and do appreciate you taking the time to give us a call. You're about 5 and 7 to 5 and 8 in the receive. We got noise on the band, at least on my end, but no problems hearing you there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, on that, the band isn't too bad tonight. Not as much static on my end anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's been like that the last 3 nights, at least in my QTH. And last night they started strong and dissipated. Night before that, it was really weak, and they came on strong. Tonight's kind of a little bit of both. I wasn't sure if we were going to have a good night or a bad night. It started off great, and it's continued, and we've got some noise out in the distance, but by and large, we're able to get QSOs and make good contacts. Everybody's had really good signals in my receive. We've had half a dozen or so QRP stations, so it's been a great night there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Roger on that. Does this mic sound pretty good to you? Go ahead.
It sounds good in my receive. It has, I would call it, it's bright. It's got a little punch to it. It's not dull. It's definitely bright. If you're want to get over the noise and a bunch of QSB and QR Nancy, you got it set just right for my receive, Roger.
Yeah, Roger on that. Thank you. It's always nice to check to see how you're coming through. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, it's a never-ending battle, I think, with audio, and I think part of that's because of propagation. You know, what happens when the signal leaves is a lot different than when it gets to the other station, so you try to make it work the best you can. What we've done is we have a YouTube channel. We're actually live right now on our YouTube channel, so you can actually hear yourself on the air on the playback as well, Roger.
Yeah, Roger on that. You know, I was thinking years ago people didn't have the adjustments on their transmitters that they have nowadays to set the audio. Years ago, you just had to get a good microphone, and then you had to depend on that. There was hardly any settings on the transmitter itself. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly right. It was pretty straightforward. You match the microphone to the transceiver, and you hope you picked a good one. And it never failed. In the old, you know, years ago, most radios came with a stock microphone, and they were not very good. But it got you on the air. Now they've gotten better. A lot of the stock microphones now on some of these new SDR radios are really not that bad. I'm not a fan of a hand mic because I've got a keyboard in front of me and a mouse. I'm doing several different things, looking at 3 different screens and so forth. So, you know, that doesn't work for my purposes. We have a foot switch here and it works. We've paired our radio with a high-old microphone, which we're using now. It's a high-old PR781. It seems to line up pretty well. Nothing in between the rigs, so it's microphone and radio, and that's what you get on your end, Roger.
Yeah, your microphone sounds about as good as anybody on the air as far as that goes. Go ahead.
Well, gosh, I was hoping to do better than that. So you're saying I sound like everybody else.
Yeah, you sound real good. That's for sure. Go ahead.
Oh no, I appreciate that. Again, you know, it's always in the eye of the beholder. You know, a different set of ears can hear different things. I get it. You know, if it's audible and it doesn't hurt to listen to, that's usually about as far as you can go. But you know, they say a shack is never finished, and well, I think audio is the same way. We're always making changes or adding microphones or using different ones, different radios, different settings, and so forth. And you hope for the best. So I think by and large, you know, a lot of stations out there sound terrific in my receive, but that's just one guy's opinion there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger on that. It's funny to me that a lot of people seem to think that if they have their mic sounding tinny, they'll get more reports from people a long ways away. But I think it's mostly propagation and how you got your antenna tuned and all that, more so than the microphone. Go ahead.
It is. I think propagation does a lot. Well, it's kind of what makes sure everything is working. But you can certainly make some subtle changes in your setup, and it will help you to a certain degree. But you know, we are limited with 3KC. There's not a lot you can do. You can do little adjustments and so forth, and that's really what you have to live with. And I'm totally fine with that. And I will tell you this, that this is as close as I sound in person as I sound on the air. So that's what I've come to notice and listening to many different playbacks. And I'm okay with that. So if it doesn't sound good in the receive, you can imagine what I sound like in person there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger on that. Well, that Heil microphone is doing a good job. Go ahead.
Yeah, so far so good. We certainly like it. We have another Heil we use on another radio as well that we have in another location, and they seem to make a good product, and they have some very good reports. We've had some good audio reports as well, so I think it's a good match. So, Jordell, I won't hold it. I've got one station in Toronto I need to get, and we need to shut it down for the night, but I did want a chance to make a couple more contacts, and I'm glad I did into Minnesota. Again, it's the first one this evening. I had a feeling that you guys are out there somewhere. I've always had lots of contacts into Minnesota, but first one this evening. So I do appreciate that. Thank you for taking the time to give us a call. I look forward to having a chance to work you again. Who knows, maybe on another band as well. But in the meantime, be safe and be well. Enjoy what's left of the week, and hope again to work you real soon. I'll say 7-3s for now. Whiskey Alpha 0, Zulu Lima Zulu, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, 7-3s.
7-3s, Randy.
Okay, we'll go ahead and clear K0RWB. The Toronto station, if you're still in there, give me your call. We'll try one more time for the Toronto, Canada station. You were in there earlier. Come back with your call. Well, nothing heard. QRZ, one last time.
Whiskey Alpha 1, Mike, Mike.
Bend, Oregon.
The Whiskey Alpha question mark Mike.
K0RWB, this is WA1 Fox Mike. Name is Dan here in Aurora, Colorado.
Okay, Dan. Gosh, another station in Colorado. Boy, I tell you, the last 3 nights, I'm just hitting it right and left here. Well, thank you for giving us a call in Aurora. The name here is Randy. We are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. And we used to be off of Tower and Mississippi. Roger?
Okay. Oh, yeah, I know just where you are. I'm near Tower and Smoky Hill Road.
Hey, Roger. Well, I think at the time, I don't know the development, we were on the east side of Tower. We were about 3 blocks south of Buckley.
Oh, Roger. Okay, yeah. When we moved out here in 1995, there was almost nothing east of Tower Road except for the high school. But a lot of stuff's been built up since then.
Oh, so you're saying that it's grown up? Well, I'm trying to think. We left. We closed Lowry down in '92. And then we moved down to the Springs, and we were there until 2005. But we would go up at least a couple of times a month, just to kind of see the transition of how Lowry transformed over the years. Roger.
Roger. Real good. Okay, that's interesting. It's a small world. I heard you talking earlier about Bob Heil and Heil microphones, and I'm using an old Heil Pro set that's got to be, well, I guess it's got to be almost the same age as this radio. I'm using a 35-year-old Kenwood TS940, so I wonder how it sounds.
It does sound like there's some little bit of compression in it. It's bright. It's very bright. Here's the cool thing, and that was a question that was asked a couple of weeks ago when we had the Zoom call with him. Is even the stuff in the beginning they still have replacement parts for, because the foam on the head and the headpieces always seem to deteriorate over time. And Bob says, hey, just call customer service. We've got the stuff. And I thought that was just unbelievable. I would have thought, hey, it's discontinued unit. It is what it is, and you're done. But they have replacement parts for everything. So keep that in mind. No matter how old it is, you can still get parts for it there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. It's funny that you mentioned it. I just replaced the ear pads on this thing about 9 months ago. and they're real nice, too. They're leather-filled stuff. So, it would be broad. I think this is what they call the DX Dream element or something when I got that. So it's made to cut through. It's not like a broadcast quality. It's more of a DX quality microphone.
Oh, well, it is as clear as a bell. That's a nice thing. As clear as a bell, signals right at 5.9. Again, I've had, you're the farthest one to the east. I've had Thornton twice. I've had Broomfield. I had Golden, and then I had Colorado Springs twice. I had Bellevue, which is west of Fort Collins, earlier tonight. I did have Trinidad, and I had Alamosa all in the last 3 days. So it's nice to see that there's some operators in Colorado. But I understand that some parts are getting snow tonight.
Yeah, we've been warned that could happen in the next few days. So hey, that's how you know it's spring in Colorado.
Well, at some point it has to break. We have some friends that live up in the Black Forest, just north of the Springs there, and they're, I don't know, I think they're 6,800 elevation, and they're like, yeah, we've got 3 inches of snow on the ground. I go, it's the middle of April. Somebody needs to tell Mother Nature, the time is over. We don't have the snow. We're getting those cooler temperatures, and we're getting rain again the next couple of days. But at some point, it has to break for all of us, I would think, there, Roger.
Yeah, well, it will. It'll probably surprise us. You know how quickly it can change. And on the other hand, we could wake up and have a couple inches, but it doesn't last. Especially this time of year. You get that hot sun up at this altitude, and with low humidity when the air changes. And boy, when it comes down out on the eastern side, man, it it really blows sometimes.
Yeah, the thing I noticed, especially living there in Aurora, even in the wintertime, because of the distance to the mountains, we got dumped on. When I was in the Springs, we were so close to the mountains, it went over top of us, generally speaking, and jumped out on the plains. But I'm trying to think from Aurora, it's probably, maybe 40, 45, 48 miles before you get to the base there on I-70. And it just used to come out and dump on us all the time there in Aurora, Roger.
That is right. You probably remember the Quincy Reservoir. We're right across the street from the Quincy Reservoir, and we do seem to get, when it snows, we'll have a couple more inches than what they will announce as results for Aurora, or maybe over at like Buckley. We always seem to get a little bit more. It must pick up some moisture just even coming over that small body of water. But I don't mind now. After all the fires last year, I'm just let the precip happen, and we'll be patient.
Yeah, I spent a few turns of the bicycle pedals around Quincy, so I know exactly where that is. Again, time frame's a little different. Of course, it was what is that, 30 years now, give or take. A lot of changes, of course, and back then you could go up and down, Mississippi, Tower, Munchville, or northwest or north-south streets, and then have to work by traffic. Boy, you sure couldn't get me to do it today.
Yeah, I hear that. I sure like working from home. I certainly didn't move here to sit in a traffic jam. I grew up near Boston and spent a dozen years in Ventura County, just north of Los Angeles, and I don't miss the traffic, and I try not to get in it here, but it can be bad, especially if there's a ball game or something going on. It gets busy going into town, but if we stay out here, it's usually pretty nice. It's nice hooking up with you, Randy. I'll check out your YouTube channel. I found it there, but I didn't want to hear myself on a delay. But that's pretty cool. I'll have to check that out later.
Yeah, I find it a lot of fun, and I think is informative for some folks because we don't have that many chances or opportunities to hear ourselves on the air in about as close as realistic as possible. And that was my understanding in the beginning. I used to check in with a station down in Florida. My friend Mark, he knows who I'm talking about. And I thought it sounded good in my headphones until I heard it on playback. And I go, man, that's just terrible. So we decided to make a little change here and there. And we'd check back in a day or two later and so on and so forth. And had some help from some other operators as well. And then we got this new Yaesu about 6 weeks ago and had to kind of start from scratch and got it dialed in. And then now when I listen to these playbacks, I try to do that every evening and kind of pick up a few things. This is about as close as what I sound like in person on the air. So I'm happy with it. So if people don't think my audio sounds terrible, then you can imagine what I'm like in person there, Roger.
Well, you sound real good, Randy. Your signal is strong. You're over S9. There was a little bit of QSB a few minutes ago, but it came back up, and you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Nice to hear you tonight. We'll look for you again. Nice hooking up with you. I'll be interested to see what my audio sounds like. You never know. You get a signal report, but you don't know if it's an honest signal report. And still, the qualitative parts, it's hard to describe that. So it'd be nice to hear it. I get that. 7-3, Randy. It was good talking to you tonight. Thanks a lot. And small world, isn't it? K0RWB WA1FMM.
No, it's a very small world. I will have to admit, this is the first contact in Aurora that I've had. I've been all around Colorado, contacts over the years, but it's actually the first one I can ever recall being in Aurora. So you've made my night. But again, don't be hypercritical on the audio. It is clear, it is crisp, it is very easy to listen to. But you'll be the judge. But I like it, honestly do. I can tell it is a different element in there. It doesn't have the bass in there, but that's okay. But it's still crisp and clean. At least that's my 2 cents. Hey, thanks for giving us a call. We're going to close it out with you, and I know there's others, but we're 45 minutes past our window, and I'm going to catch you know what for it here. But Dan, thank you so much. I look forward again. And yeah, if you hit the little notification bell, it tells you when we're back out again. And who knows? The band is being cooperative. We'll have another contact, maybe even on the band. You never know. We do work 20, but 40 meters has been better this week. So that's where we're going to be the rest of the week. 7-3s, and thanks again. Enjoy your evening. Be safe and be well. Whiskey Alpha 1, Foxtrot, Mike, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s.
Yep, thanks, Randy. I'll tell you, here in Aurora, I know there's more of us, but we're surrounded by homeowners associations, and in fact, I'm right in the middle of one. But over the years, they've gotten complacent. So my 80-meter doublet has escaped any criticism. So I think I'll just call myself lucky. We'll look for you. Thanks a lot. Have a good evening. K0RWB, WA1, Fox, Mike 73.
Okay, thanks again. This is K0RWB, Randy, Kansas City. Sorry, folks, we're going to have to go QRT. We'll be back out again tomorrow evening. Thanks for everyone who was on the chat and on the chance to have a Q. So K0RWB, Randy, Kansas City, QRT.